You're listening to Australia's national youth radio station, Triple J. For more info, go to triplej.net.au.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, greenies and climate change realists, irrigators and citrus growers, prophets before the planet people, tree-hugging ferals and eco-punks, cotton farmers and livestock breeders, regional and rural tractor sellers with families, and all genuine lovers of Australian Rugby League, welcome to State of Origin football in 2007. Welcome to the celebration of 100 years of the greatest game of all. Welcome to the Andrew Joey Johns Memorial State of Origin Series. Welcome to the pulpit of the punt and the canonisation of St. Joey. Welcome to the showcase and the miracle of the bleeding steed. Australians, Rugby League, the grand old game, now in its 100th year, is the only game in the world that produces certified immortals. The 100-year history of the code is littered with immortals like Puff, Changa, Chook, the King, Bozo the Clown, the Little Master, Chimpy Bush, Les Kiss, Robert the Truck Simpkins, Greg the Turtle Coniscu, Brett Dallas, the Tongan Connection, Vaposi and Inosi Toga, John Fafita, Dean Schifferlitti, Bronco Jura, the Penguin Graham Bradley, Pricey and the Crow, Father John Coots, Noel and Les Cleal, Billy Smith, the Quints, the Kumquat, Backdoor Benny Elias, Scarden, Boveng and Vowels, and thousands of others who ask nothing more from the game post-Hooter than a place to bleed and a dog to lick their wounds. And tonight, the miracle of the Bleeding Steed and Origin series ushers a new name into the ranks of Rugby League immortality. Tonight, the great game drops the trouser and opens its heart to welcome Rugby League's 100th immortal, Andrew Joey Johns, arguably the greatest immortal of them all. Maybe Rugby League's very first uber immortal. What makes Joey better than the rest? Look at the stats. In a lifetime in shorts, Joey Johns played 1,137 games. He scored 8 tries a match. In total, Joey scored 9,116 tries. This gangly, fat-ass kid from the coalfields made, on average, 44 tackles every half. He took the ball up every week on 97 occasions, gaining 1,534 metres week in, week out in the toughest football competition in the world. He threw 83 cutout passes, 19 face balls, 17 chip and regathers and 73 40-20 kicks every time he pulled on the boots. Joey kicked an amazing 2,945 conversions with an accuracy of 99.94% and kicked 265 field goals in general play. These records will stand the fiery test of time. In all these best-on-ground performances, Joey was never reported, never used language calculated to offend opponents, fans or officials. He went out of his way to coach opposing teams while playing against them, never tiring of pointing out the mistakes they were making. Andrew always made time for football lovers, for photo opportunities with sponsors and visiting dignitaries. He was always available to promote the game at celebrity days trackside or after hours at nightclubs and discos. Whenever asked, he would always attend rugby league refereeing think tanks, clinics for school children and prawn and porn fundraising events. Joey had a special part in his football heart for the bush and single-handedly revived rugby league in Group 4, Group 9, Group 10, along the MIA, through the Flinders Ranges, the Kimberleys and right across the Tanami Desert. More importantly, Andrew Joey Johns was the first rugby league disciple to witness the miracle of the bleeding steeding, a spectacle disbelieved by rugby league cynical doubters like Channel 9 expert commentator Phil Gould, Roy Masters, Ray Rabbits Warren, Peter Sterlo Sterling, Fairfax superscribe Danny Weidler and all the staff at the Bible, Australia's best-read sports magazine, Rugby League Week. These cynics who laughed at Joey's observation only acknowledged the miracle when Joey poured the blood from the bleeding steed and down their pants. This miraculous football is now housed in NRL headquarters, having recently completed a tour of the nation on the rugby league train. Those seeing this ball bleed every grand final Sunday are truly blessed with long lives and financial security. Joey has always lived a very clean life. He's never touched the grog or banned substances that are the blight of modern sport. He's brought back single-handedly old-fashioned community values to the game. Values like washing hands after going to the toilet, no matter whether it was number 1 or number 2. He's never picked his nose in public. When driving, he's very considerate, except when other drivers fail to indicate when exiting roundabouts. He set the standards bar so high, no footballers can follow his example. Andrew Johns, now that he's become an immortal, can look forward to a long career away from the sporting spotlight, allowing him to bring the magic of his immortality to those less fortunate. Joey, like Nicole Kidman, Lara Bingle and Bindi Irwin, is a roving goodwill ambassador wandering the world, spreading a message of peace, love and prosperity based on the gratuitous violence and mad stupidity of rugby league. Joey begins his new career in the Baghdad Green Zone on July 14th, 2007. He will chip-kick his way to Cairo for world peace using a full-scale replica of the bleeding Steeden. Should Joey miss a regather, he will return to Baghdad and begin again. He expects this first prong of his crusade for world peace to take 7 months. Andrew Joey Johns, the game of rugby league salutes you. The code stands as one with pants around the ankles in awe of your achievements. The game will never see your like again. Thanks for the marvellous memories, our 100th immortal. Arise, Sir Joey of Cessnock. And so tonight, to celebrate the immortalisation of the kid with a big bum and tight shorts from Newcastle, and to celebrate 100 years of rugby league, we take a moment to reflect on all football warriors who have fallen for the cause with their boots on since 1908. Thank you, rugby league lovers. That's far too much reflection. No need to go silly. This is State of Origin. It's the New South Wales Blues against the Queensland Maroons. It's rugby league. It is the miracle of the bleeding Steeden. And now, let's cross down to the Triple J card table and another football legend. Are you there, Bishop of the Bump, H.G. Nelson?
Yes, sir, thanks very much indeed. Ancient voice of Rom there in the soundproof booth, and no one loves their rugby league like the ancient voice of Rom. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dryland farmers with a pro-wetland agenda, sea changers worried about the rising sea levels, road-hogging cyclists with backpacks full of bongs, and old magicians looking for rabbits and hats. Welcome to State of Origin in 2007, the year of clarified fat. Welcome to Rugby League's Night of Nights. Welcome to the Cauldron of Elaine Park. Welcome to Queensland Maroons v New South Wales Blues. Welcome to Andrew Joey Johns Memorial Origin Series. Welcome to the pulpit of the punt and the canonisation of St Joey. Welcome once again to the miracle of the bleeding Steeden. Yes, league lovers, tonight is a night when once again the game of rugby league will be played for the highest principles around the planet. Those principles are peace through violence, of harmony through physical brutality, of getting everyone on the planet to shut up and be just like us, or they're going to cop a big kicking. These are principles that have made State of Origin Rugby League great for the past 27 years and will continue to do so as long as the game and the code is played. In a few minutes, two sides will emerge from the tunnel of tiff and begin spreading love and violence around the cauldron in equal measure as this great game gives the world what it longs for, war and peace at the same time. And again, it's a familiar story. The Queensland Maroons, coached by Mal Meninga and captained by a bloke with a busted ankle and no voice, Darren Lockyer, are up against the New South Wales Blues, and the captain of their boat is Danny Butterball Baderis, and the New South Wales rear admiral is the howdy-doody cowboy man, Graham Murray. My very good friends, for perfect coverage of the hostilities, tickle your television to the Rugby League channel down your end of the swamp, turn down the sound and turn up Triple J. But remember, Australians, we are now working in a digital divide. Sadly, there is all we can do about it. The divide means the Triple J call is slightly ahead of some pictures. After the kickoff, many league lovers will know in advance what is about to happen. Weird, isn't it? However, some may find it more satisfying listening online. That's right, online, as they've now kicked the bugs out of the web and got Triple J coverage almost up to television speed. And now, with those formalities and housekeeping out of the road, can you give a very warm welcome to a warm Triple J Origin welcome to my colleague in league this evening, a man who was a stoker. That's right, a stoker for many years in the New South Wales engine room. Tonight, he's stepping up and packing down beside the Triple J card table as a genuine Origin commentary bolter. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bolter on board. Can you please welcome New South Wales Origin legend, Jason Stevens. Jason, welcome to the Cauldron. Can I let you off the leash by asking, how nervous must Jared Mullen be?
He would be absolutely wetting himself at the moment, as are all players. I've got to say, it doesn't matter how many times you play State of Origin, you're going to be nervous. And there's something wrong, I've got to say, if you're not with us. I think the real question is Jared Mullen, is he going to rise to the occasion in that nervous state that he's in? Because I'll tell you, in the dressing room right now, Graham Murray, he's walking around, he's trying to give him that advice, boost his confidence. Nothing can really help the kid until he gets that ball in his hands and he performs.
Now, you're also worried about the fact that there might be 5 other persons in the Mullen camp, i.e. pissing themselves shitless at the moment, because we've got 5 debutantes going out tonight.
Yep, you got 5, and it is a concern for me to have 5 in a team, particularly going up to Lang Park, the Cauldron, because, it's hard enough with an experienced team, let alone 5 in a key position such as halfback, front row. And so it's going to be interesting to see how those guys rise to the occasion. Now,
the first time you went to the Cauldron, there were 7 debutantes. Just tell us what happened, Jason.
In a nutshell, we lost. We got flogged, and I got bashed and never called for the second game. So thanks for bringing up that painful memory.
Now, of course, the Queensland coach, Mal Meninga, how would he be going about either exacerbating or diffusing the Mullows factor? Should he get Tony Carroll to flatten him early?
Yeah, the good thing about Tony Carroll, he can use his shoulders, but he's got a massive jaw. So, if he can use those big teeth and those jaw to get a hold of Jared Mullen, just wrestle him to the ground, he'll ask what for. But I reckon Stephen Price is the man who's going to put the pressure. He's the number 1 kick chaser, of course, for his home team in Auckland now, the Warriors. And he's going to put a lot of pressure. He's got a great left foot kick, Jared Mullen's, but Stephen Price can bring him undone, particularly early, put that pressure on him. That'll really affect his confidence going into the game. I'll also be talking, if I was Mal Meninga, to the big Petro Civoniceva and saying, Petro, this bloke, he's got something against Fijians. I think you need to take him out, which I think it's true. I think personally, not a racial thing. It's just, I don't know, let's not go there. But, that's what I'd be firing up Big Petro. And
just as a way of introduction, the loss of Carl Webb. Often these days thought as the heart and soul of the Queensland machine. What sort of loss is it to Queensland to lose Carl Webb?
Yeah, I've got to echo the sentiments of Mal Meninga. He said it's a big blow to lose Carl Webb, really, and it's true. He's a kind of that fiery player, not unlike the Gordon Tallis of old, who used to play for Queensland. I loved watching Gordon, and I used to look forward to the clash. Now, obviously last year with Luke Bailey. Reminded me of the challenges of old. Origin, you remember HG those days with Big Slam and Sam Backo versus Blocker Roach and Siranen versus Gilmore. They were the days when there was something wrong if you didn't work off the field with blood, preferably on your opponent's jersey on the field. So I think he's the X factor that they're going to be looking to, but unfortunately he's not there. They won't be looking to him. Neville Costigan will be coming and trying to fill in that void. He's played pretty strongly for Canberra, and obviously he got the arse from Broncos last year. He's pretty mean, he's pretty angry, he's out to prove himself tonight.
And who is the most nervous player you played either with or against?
Most nervous player, I've got to say, as I said, HG, every player is nervous. Every player is nervous come Origin time. I don't care what, I played rep footy with Alan Langer. He used to spew before every single game, and he's had so much experience, you know what I mean? So whether it was Andrew Johns, whether it was Robbie Kearns, every single player gets those nerves, and everyone handles it differently. For me personally, I'd be on the toilet bowl before kick-off continually the day of the game as well. That's why I always wore black underwear. You don't need to know that, but that's just the way it was.
Well, it's just fantastic when you drag the Coroma out with you and sat on it for most of the match. And now to complete our Origin build-up, let me introduce to you a man who is arguably the finest football mind in Australia. And I always get into an argument whenever I say that. Scott Dooley, the atmosphere here tonight as we have this fantastic entertainment going on all around us. Have you ever seen the atmosphere like this?
Never, ever before, H.G. Nelson. A very good evening to you and a very good evening to you too, Steve-O. It really is such a great advertisement for the game, for our game of rugby league.
Our game.
And
That's lovely touch.
It is a beautiful, beautiful... you look around the people just here at the Cauldron. With the exception of the Mullins family, there is not a blue jersey here at the Cauldron, and that's the way I love my rugby league.
Now, Channel 9 are introducing tonight, and I know you've been fiddling around with it, trying to make it work for them, an infrared camera.
They have.
What sort of pictures are we going to see from the infrared?
It's going to be like a heat-seeking camera, the kind you see at the airport. That's pretty much it. I was lucky enough to get along to the launch at Channel 9 in Willoughby on Monday morning. They had some canapes. Richard Wilkins talked us through it. And it was a beautiful thing. They've suggested that should this game go to extra time, which I think it will, all of extra time will be done in heat mode.
Wow.
So Rabs will be calling off heat alone. So as a result, they're going to be measuring the temperature of every player as they come on and off the ground.
And you've been following it pretty closely in the build-up. You know, your suggestion for a winner tonight, and maybe go out on a limb and suggest a first try scorer.
Jared Mullen will score the first try within 30 seconds. That's a fact. That is a rugby league fact.
You can read about it in the paper.
Read about it in the paper. Read about it when the so-called best mind in the game, Ricky Stewart, writes about it. And also the winner will be... Look, there's not a struck match between these two sides. You can't really... I'd have to say Queensland by 40 points.
We'll be back after this short break from the cauldron of Lang Park.
Is your granddad shorting out upstairs? You know, repeating himself all the time and can't remember a thing about what he watched on television last night? Well, here is an opportunity to let him go out a winner. Pfizer, F1 ace Michael Schumacher and Australia's own CSIRO have combined forces to create It's Me Memory Replacement Therapy. It's Me MRT replaces the dud wiring in the brain with brand new linkages that allow new memories to replace the old gobbledygook. How would you like your granddad to see his days out as New South Wales super quick Michael Clark or Australian supermodel Megan Gale? Sound far-fetched? Not anymore. With It's Me Memory Replacement Therapy.
G'day, Frosty LaHood here, and it's Good News Week. How's this for a deal? On any top-of-the-range new Lantras and the Beerers, Frosty Finance offers you this. You keep your money, you keep the car, and you don't start repaying for 15 years. And here's the killer. No interest. I've got to move new cars, and Frosty's legendary 25 years or 597,000 kilometres warranty applies, plus a guaranteed average 43 routes per year. Got it? 25 years, 15 years no payment, plenty of routes, and Diamond Class after-sales service as well, which includes a free weekly wash, a spare battery and a yearly software upgrade on the sat-nav, an iPod with 5,000 free downloads, 50 top-shelf blue films starring Ron Jeremy, Panther Craig, little Ralphie Valadares and the sensational LA T-Birds. Deals like this don't come often, so come on down to Lakemba and turn left at the Mufti's place. You can't miss it.
G'day. Remember that dress they made especially for me? The one that fitted like a glove. Remember, it looked just like DJ's wrapping paper. Nah, but I'd better push off. I've got to shoot this afternoon for an Italian swimsuit catalogue. Cheerio.
Grandad is so much happier since he became Megan Gale. Happiness, that's the real benefit of It's Me Memory Replacement Therapy.
It's Me Memory Replacement Therapy.
Yes, welcome back to Triple J's coverage of Origin 1 in 2007. We're here at Lang Park. We're camped behind the card table. Gus Gould is just past us, and he said Queensland out-origined New South Wales last year. Let's hope, for the sake of the Blues supporters, they don't out-origin New South Wales again. Now, of course, camp. Going into camp is a great part of the rugby league build-up to State of Origin, and I'm blessed by being able to have access to Willie Mason's diary of camp, and he says there are plenty of funny guys in camp, in the Blues camp, but Matt King is something else. He says there are a lot of characters, Nathan Hindmarsh, Kurt Gidley, Andrew Wine, but Kingy stole the show. At one stage during the night, he did an impersonation of the guy from the movie Napoleon Dynamite. See, Scotty's laughing already. There's a scene where the geeky guy gets on a podium at a school dance, and Kingy's impression was hilarious. In fact, it was a little too good. It was the funniest thing I saw in camp. Now, Jason, funny things in camp. I remember once you had to actually go to camp in the Blue Mountains under the tutelage of Wayne Jr. Pierce, where he made everybody go horse riding until people started falling off.
Yes, that's right.
And you're laughing about it,
I'm laughing now. I wasn't laughing at the time because I was riding with Laurie Daly. We were right at the back. We were scared. We were scared crazy to ride the horse. So we were just pedaling really, and Robbie Kearns was ahead of us, and it just took off, and the horse took off, Robbie didn't, and so Robbie was on the floor paralytic, and we freaked. We freaked.
Did Junior consider maybe getting broken horses, or did he want you to have to ride the Brumbies in order to get a bit of bonding going?
He basically said to us, if you can't ride the Brumbies, there's no way you're going to handle Origin football. That's what Junior said.
That was one of his mottos.
That was his motto that he lived, and dare I say, will die by. So that was the occasion there.
Elsewhere in Willie's diary, he says, after a busy day of training, I like to get back to the room and relax and maybe watch a video. Some of the younger guys have a lot of energy and want to go into other guys' room and see what's going on. They're excited. They're so excited, and I remember being just like them. What is going on in the other blokes' rooms? Roughly the same as what's going on in your room?
There was never much going on in my room. It was cups of tea, and I guess that's the thing. You got to be able to be comfortable with your roommate. And I had the fortune of rooming with Willie Mason. I got to say I was never comfortable with him. Big Willie walking around nude. Let's just say it's not a pretty sight. I never felt comfortable with that. But it was more his rap music that he had night and day on. It just couldn't, with my biblical beliefs, I just needed to leave the route, unfortunately.
Snoop and the Bible aren't generally mentioned in the same context.
They're not mentioned in the same, although he's a lovely guy and a great leader for New South Wales.
Snoop or Willie?
Both.
And of course he goes on at some other point in the diary, there's no better way to bond and get to know people in camp than to room with them. The forwards tend to room together and the backs stick together as well. Mullows and Braith, they've got to get together to build that combination. Is that true?
That is true.
I know physically that Mullins and Astor would be in the same room, but how does it help them play better?
Well, just, in the room you end up talking and stuff comes up. I mean, you'll say you're watching the DVD together and it's got nothing to do with the game, but, during it, you're just building a relationship, you're building rapport, you're building trust. You're getting to know each other, and that's really important for the cohesion, the synergy that they're going to take on this game. And
the role of the coach during the camp. Is he only there for a couple of hours a day while you obviously play wheelie bin cricket, all that sort of stuff, or is he there telling you, over and over again what you must do?
I reckon the good ones know when to come in and when to give you your breathing space as well, when to put the pressure on and when to back off and so Graham Murray, I think he's going to be a major a boost for Jared Mullen. He won't overshadow him. He won't tell him what to do. He'll let him feel his way into camp, and he would have let him learn from Braith and Astor and build his own rapport, find his own ground within the team. He's not that kind of coach that, say, a Phil Gould or Ricky Stewart that's in your ear continually. He'll give him a bit more space. I think it's good. And
we've already mentioned the man of the moment, Braith and Astor. Why is he so overrated?
I like Braith and Astor. I don't know whether the fact that he's Greek and he's always with a pretty girl. He's got the one eyebrow, as most Greek men and dare I say women have. But I like him. I think he's had a lot of criticism. He's bounced back, and I'm looking forward to this Origin series. He said that he wanted to mentor Jared Mullen and play a key role in him. I'm looking forward to see how that combination really comes to a head. They're going to need to be. They're up against the world's best combinations, and I think Mal Meninga was saying today that apart from Alan Langer and Wally Lewis, this is the best combination Queensland has ever had. Can
I put it to you that off the back of that statement, Mal Meninga's a lunatic that doesn't know what he's talking about?
Yeah, but he's a big guy and I wouldn't mess with him, so Mal can say whatever he wants.
Speaking of people you don't want to mess with, Paul Simpkins, the referee tonight. Is he our number one referee? I mean, you've looked at rugby league a lot closer than I have over the past, say, 30 years. I mean, surely to goodness we can find somebody better than Paul Simpkins.
Bring Kelvin Jeff's back.
Yeah, we'll do.
I always liked Jared Haynes.
Shane
Haynes.
Shane Haynes. He's still going around.
Still doing a great job.
I liked him. He's still there, but he's got a mad suntan, which is I like about him, which makes it very relatable to the players these days. He waxes. He's got a suntan. I don't
he's
know
a
why.
modern man.
Yeah, I don't know why he was overlooked. He's actually the ref who's on the sideline at the moment, just in case there's injury. So we could get a glimpse of him at some stage.
Well, it'd be fantastic to bring him on.
But Paul Simpkins, in saying that, he is a very good communicator, and he's developed over the years. I think he'll do a good job tonight.
Just explain that word communicator. Does he say, get back 10, that sort of stuff? Or does he say, now listen here, Nathan Hindmarsh, you've obviously set yourself for a big one, but just keep the tackles down around the chest, not up around the head.
Keep a lid on it, Jared. Keep a lid on it, mate. Come on, don't give away any silly, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. It's the kind of... So when they're knocking heads off tonight, he said, I don't mind if you knock, his chin off, but anything above that.
So that's what we can expect from Simpkins tonight. Anything above the chin is high. Well, everything below the chin, fair play.
It's got to be different rules for Origin, don't you think? It's got to be. They can't be stopped.
I've always said they should be armed.
Because the days when Benny Elias was, how emotional was that? He was walking off the field, his blood everywhere, his
mum.
The
Crimea War, look, the mum, the whole thing.
We don't see that anymore. No. We need to see that.
Well, having mentioned Benny, we'll be back right after this, endorsements from our sponsors with some thoughts of Dishhead Dowling, the tap guy, and backdoor Benny Elias about tonight's match.
I'm married, 2 young kids and having a third for the government. Gary's flat out with shift work and I'm trying to keep my job at the hot bread shop. Childcare, honestly, it costs too much. Well, it did. Until Pam at work suggested I ring the Alan Jones Scouts for God Childcare Centre. I couldn't be happier. I rang and spoke to Alan personally. He fitted both the boys in and it only costs $5 a day. It's changed all our lives. Really.
Phone freaks, you've enjoyed Shane's last appeal ringtone. Now from Cooey Cobber Ringtones comes
Fuck off, call me shit.
Shane's last sledge.
Fuck off, call me shit. Fuck off, call me shit. Fuck off, call me shit. Fuck off, call me shit.
Hang on, that's for me. G'day, Bob.
If you're a young family looking for daycare solutions in your area, then I recommend the Alan Jones Scouts for God Childcare Facility. It's the only real 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year solution. And they really, really care for kids. Their motto is, if you're happy and the kids are happy, there's a fair chance we're happy as well.
Well, it's only moments away before kick-off here at the Cauldron of Lang Park. I'm here with Jason Stevenson, Scott Dooley, calling the Origin 1 for Triple J, and a very big cheerio to the King, Wally Lewis. Look, let's face it, I've had my disagreements with the King over the years. He's managed to be the sort of king he is and overlook those disagreements, even though I still hate him. This is his first Origin that he's missed. He's in trouble with his health, and I know he'll be listening to Triple J on the call. King, keep your pecker up, old son. To lose Barry Gomersall was a tragedy, but we can't have you dropping off the twig just yet. So I just hope all the King supporters are out there are thinking about, positive thoughts about King Wally. I know the Maroon people will be, and I suspect, 3/4 of the Blue people will be as well. But to be in a hospital in Melbourne is just a tragedy, mate, at this special time of year. I mean, I would have liked to have seen them flowing you back in an air ambulance just for the 80 minutes and then obviously taking you back to Melbourne. But I hope you get well soon, King, and you're sorely missed, and I hope this isn't an omen. Jason, were you superstitious that if something like that had happened? I mean, I hope they haven't told the Queensland team that the King isn't here.
I wasn't superstitious, but a lot of players were. Matty Johns, for example, red underwear, same red underwear his whole career. Even though, it's like, you see those older guys down the beach in the Speedos and they sort of, it's sagged and you think there's something hanging
like
from there.
Like the New South Wales Premier hopeful, Peter Debney.
Yes, now you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so, different players got different superstitions. My regards going out to the King as well. Big fan.
And, of course, just there on screen we saw the Mullins cheer squad, which is obviously the only hint of blue here at the Lang Park tonight. Coming back to the tap, backdoor and dish head, I see the tap suggested it was up to coach Graham Murray to throw away the clipboard and let his team run wild at Lang Park tonight. Muzzer has got to walk into the dressing room 20 minutes before the kick-off, kick cans, throw tables and show passion. It's time to throw away the clipboard. I reckon they've all here got the passion. He's got to show them. It's up to Murray to lead. Could you ever see Gouldy doing that, kicking cans and chairs and things like that, just to demonstrate he was...
I never seen it. Is that Mark Guy who's saying that? Did you say
Mark Guy, the tap?
Mark Guy. I mean, we've got to take what Mark says with a grain of salt. Really, he's probably not all there. Let's be honest.
Is there any proof that Graham Murray actually has a clipboard?
I don't think he has a clipboard. That's Mark Guy's first problem. His assumptions.
In all your years of watching and loving Origin football, playing in Origin football, have you ever seen 13 blokes go out there with the roving commission?
I have.
Do you endorse it?
I endorse it. Absolutely. 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 That's what it's all about. Targeting the helpless Queenslander and just, doing what you can to make sure he doesn't live.
You might be able to hear someone's given Arthur Beetson the microphone here at the Cauldron. He's
fantastic.
He's ramming up the crowd a treat.
And Disher Dowling said that obviously there'll be extra spice expected in the opening salvos. He's talking about Petro Civiasina and his feud with White. Goes back many, many years. A bit of what he said about the Broncos forwards. You don't want to say that about, you don't want that said about you. Obviously, Petro plays for the Broncos.
Well, he said they were the softest pack in the competition, didn't he?
He did.
Red, white, it's a big statement, isn't it?
It was always good, but when you start talking about bashing people in the forward battles, it really creates interest. And I think that's the understatement of the year. Dishhead, I mean, if he's saying it's creating interest, you can bet it's on. Because there's nothing more interesting than Dishhead talking. And I don't believe all this talk about how Queensland is going to bash them. New South Wales would be just laughing and thinking, bring it on. Benny Elias, backdoor Benny Elias, he said, we need to have a look at our colour of our jumper and stamp our authority. give them a bit of leniency, and if they give them a bit of leniency, they should be going out there to try and get ascendancy early in the game, and no matter what they have to do to get it. Do you think, I noticed Willie Mason said there's going to be fireworks early. Do you think there will be? Or is that just, Willie mouthing off?
Well, I mean, the good thing about Willie Mason, he does talk up a big game, but he usually backs it up. So if it is, he'll be in there. Don't worry about that.
And here's the man using the word originated.
If you've got children, just turn the television down. We'll give you a warning when you can put it back on. That's not the kind of thing you want to send kids to bed with, fresh in their mind. That idiot with a microphone and a job. What hope will these children have? If that's what they're going to sleep, say, look at that dickhead. He's got a job.
Well, I'm glad he's shot sort of in mid shot. I'd hate to see it close up.
He's wearing shorts below the trouser line.
Oh, it's incredible. And he's sort of got an aria going here, opera style. He's obviously maybe talking about what it's like to be a New South Welshman here. We're running out of ideas. It's Try Time Baby. It's my best one for the night.
A lot of baby talk.
That's right. And it is disturbing, isn't it? Not quite as disturbing as Ray when he did the fractured footy tails. Oh, look at this. He's going over to the crowd to really wind them up. It's show business. It's so good. It reminds me of Bluey the Cattle Dog and Goldie. Did you have to play when Bluey the Cattle Dog was part of it, Jason?
I didn't. I missed out. And I'm spewing about that. And of course, Gouldy, he'll be drawing from his own origin experience, which is 0 games, of course, and he'll be drawn from that experience.
He would. The word that we've gotten is that he was saying there's nowhere to hide at the Cauldron.
Right, is that right? Is that Gouldism?
That's the Gould. That's the Gould thesis for State of Origin.
Well, let's take a short break and we'll come back to the Cauldron with the big kick-off in Origin 2007.
Australia needs laws protecting the flag, but have our politicians gone far enough in protecting those little things Australians value the most? How often have you seen someone pissed in a green and gold rugby league jumper? How often have you seen someone you know is Australian wearing an Arsenal shirt? How often have you seen someone shopping at Woolworths in a Singapore Slingers singlet? Well, enough is enough. Support the Australian Players Association draft legislation that will outlaw these activities and enshrine common sense by protecting all Australian sporting uniforms. Visit our website at www.enoughisenough.endjumperabusetoday.com.
G'day, Frosty the Hood here. Now, how's this for a deal? You've got the new Lantra, no repayments for 15 years, etc. Music coming out of every hole, spare battery, free wash, on and on, all great. But why not come back to Frosty Finance and use the new car as collateral on a brand new 5-bedroom, double-brick, ranch-style villa in La Hood Heights, my new housing estate in Lakemba. It's been described in Home Beautiful magazine as a little bit of paradise parked in paradise. I can't do better than that. Now, can you see yourself? New car, new house, and nothing to pay for 15 years? Worries? None. Frosty Finance has defrosted fun and snap-frozen debt.
Phone freaks? Tired of the usual boring ringtones? Dull? Well, as a tribute to the legend of Shane Warne and in association with the Shane Warne Foundation, Cooey Cobber Ringtones is proud to present... That's right, it's Shane's last appeal, recorded in Sydney in January 2007. Hello?
Ah, yes. Jason, just before we go on, what's the silliest thing you've seen during an Origin match?
The silliest thing I have seen was back in, I think it was actually me playing, are you asking? Or
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, we were playing a game and there was $10 on the floor floating about, and one of the Queensland players, Martin Lang, made an effort during the game to actually go across, pick up the $10, put it in his sock for afterwards. So, I'm not sure what he was thinking.
And did people talk about it as they went along?
No.
He told you afterwards that it happened.
It was actually good. He picked up he put the $10 in his sock, and then he gave it to his trainer. He said, "Go buy something for your kid." Yeah, he probably could have done it after.
What would he have got his child for $10?
I don't know, terrific KFC pack or, something to do with, sort of a fish. One of those fish you could take home and put in an aquarium. Heaps of things you get for $10.
The Andrew Johns DVD, maybe?
Well, you'd have to go to a bargain basement for that to get that new. Yeah. You might find that in a garage sale for $10. Or they might have got, been to the $2 shop and got 5 things for it.
Oh, what a lovely idea.
Now, the next question is, you were playing here before they made it an all-seat venue. where a lot of the audience had to stand. And people say that it was a much more passionate time, as we see the seats there before us now.
Much more intimidating.
Much more intimidating. Yeah. And the bus used to come down past the Caxton Hotel.
That's right.
Now, did they bus stop there on the first time you went in?
They did. They did. And
nothing prepared you for it?
Nothing good. I mean, there were blokes throwing. Yeah, fair enough. There was they were throwing beer, but it was blokes throwing themselves at the bus. They were actually trying to knock it over themselves with it. It was just crazy. I thought, I'd expect beer bottles and whatever, but they were actually throwing themselves, picking up blokes who obviously they didn't like or who were just tanked and didn't care, and throwing them on the bus. And I thought, these guys are mental. What are we in for?
The funny thing is that's a yearly tradition, which is a tour run by Sam Bacco, former Origin great.
Right, except it doesn't have to be an Origin bus anymore. They just do it to any bus.
They knocked over a tram in Melbourne last year.
And now we have the pictures here. Graham Murray there, surrounded by his blokes. What would he be saying here?
This is his last ditch attempt, just to say, boys, we've done the hard work, we've trained, we know what we need to do. Let's go out there and do it.
Now, when you say you know what we need to do, can they do that?
They can. I believe they can. I believe this side can. They need a good start for Jared Mullins and for those other debutants just to get their confidence levels up, because if they have a poor start, you don't know what could happen. But I do believe they've got the side.
And you think that New South Wales will win?
I think New South Wales will win. I think they will.
And do you expect it to be a close game?
Absolutely close game. Yep, absolutely a close game.
And it'll be one side will get dominant for a while, and then you think the other side will come back.
That's the whole thing about Origin, isn't it? It always seesaws. It's so different from a club game. A club game you can tell when a team's building momentum and that's it. It doesn't happen that way in Origin. There could be a team dominating for a whole half, and then the next half it's a different set of game. It's a different game altogether.
And they're about to run on in 2007 for Origin. Here they come. The Blues on first. Willie Mason there. The double one on him. Strapped heavily on what it looks to me as though the left-hand thigh. That's where he's carrying his six-pack tonight. And, of course, fireworks. There they are.
Willie
we said there'd be fireworks early.
Willie predicted fireworks early.
And there's nothing like, a haze of cordite to run the first few sets of six through. It's very exciting. It makes you remember that if you were in the trenches, this would be the bunch of blokes you'd want to be in there alongside. And now the maroon side coming out. Petros Siviacina there in the 10, and a very experienced, a lot of experience in this side, especially in the back line. The number 11, Tony Carroll there. Lilyman, 15, as they run away from us here into the cauldron, and that smoke is hanging nicely. Look at that shot, courtesy of Channel 7 Blimp. We're going to Mars! It's so far away, back on Earth. Isn't Darren talking well these days? I don't know if I could do an impression of Darren. And how are you?
He is struggling. Apparently the girls like it though. He's got that voice, that rough voice. Yeah, that's.
Is that because you've been hitting the larynx too often?
Too often, way too often.
He's been. Wayne Bennett's got him to play the Godfather in the Broncos annual pantomime every year.
He's preparing for life after football.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah.
Here they are lining up for the national anthem as the fireworks gradually dribble away in the background, and I'm not sure who's on the tonsils tonight.
I think it might be Christine Arnoux. She's done My Island Home, and now she's ready. Or Julie Anthony.
And let's, when we get the word, cross down and take in this tremendous opening. The atmosphere, as Scotty Dooley described it probably 3 or 4 hours ago, absolutely electric. And the national anthem, of course, that sobering moment here as we get the housekeeping out of the road. Braith and Astor there just putting an arm around the count, and obviously the Queensland side there, terrific lineup. And let's go down for the national anthem in the cauldron.
When a boy becomes a man, he must do the best he can to live his life and find his childhood dream. I've had the good times and the bad, but the biggest break I've had was when I found that girl that thought of only me. Thank you for your smile and the love that's in your eyes, and thank you for a heart that's big and true. Thank you for the many things you are, my love. Let me thank you for just
Yeah, Scotty Cameron there, channeling Buddy Holly, dressed as Julie Anthony, and a tremendous reading of the national anthem there. You know, you see a lot of these national anthem things at sporting events. That's the best I've ever heard. I've never heard it more clearly. I've never heard the passion. I've never heard the emotion better caught. And when you're standing there, Jason, are you conscious that somebody's trying to sing?
Not at all, mate. You don't give a rat's. You don't give a rat's that someone's singing, mate. You're just thinking of that first hit up. You're thinking, I'm going to experience a lot of pain and I'm going to enjoy it.
It's Paul Simpkins on screen now. Look as though he set himself for a big one.
Simo.
Big Simo, that's right. That double AMI shirt looking better as we get underway. Looks as though Maroons are going to kick off from left to right of screen and the Blues will be the first to receive.
Look at Mel, he's ready.
A worried man in the booth there, Mal Meninga. And now we've got everything right. I can hear the crowd. And there's Mullows on screen now. His family behind them there. And it looks as though we might be underway, about to get underway. It does look as though there's a trainer out there in the yellow shirt. I'm not quite sure what he's doing out there. We're underway in Origin for 2007. A great, huge kick there right down into the in-goal area. Away the Blues come with the ball. And the first tackle, lots of Maroon defenders there. As we see now, the Blues set themselves a bit of a pig rooting on the ground there to make a couple of extra metres there. It looks to me as though Cooper with the ball now. Cooper gets up and plays the ball back to one of the other backs. They're keeping it in the backs here. Now they come into the forwards now with Willie Mason getting the first step up. Oh, he's tackled by a lot of players there, including a great bit of work from Jonathan Thurston in the headgear. And it's the Triple J's coverage of the Miracle of the Bleeding Steeden, the first Origin match for 2007. Now, Jason, any tactical advantage either way early?
Nothing early. I've been a bit, that hasn't had the start that I thought they might. Oh, here we go. That's I was about to say there's no been big hits. Look at that hit from big Tony Carroll. He is the enforcer. I told you that jaw. Watch that jaw.
A kick there as that's Mullen getting a kick away, but he's kicked it straight to a Maroon player. Not much advantage there. Looks like Carmichael Hunt running a back tackle over there. Terrific hit there from looks like Andrew Ryan with getting him early. Oh, that's lovely. That's more like. That's fantastic.
That's rugby league stigmata.
Hit by the bleeding Steeden already. Maroons running across the back line. Oh, he went very high there, but he's knocked over there as, let's see, Cameron Smith comes in at dummy half. Away he goes away from the card table side. Steve Price there. A couple of players running into him, including Butterball Baderis, and his first penalty of the night's given. I think Willie Mason going high by the looks. We might be able to see that on replay if we can get that shot from Mars. Here it is here. The bad tackle there is Tony Carroll taking him high after he got him, well, on the fall, so to speak.
I just hope he doesn't get brought off due to a blood rule. I hope they abolish the blood rule for Origin, and I hope that this bureaucracy and red tape is ended for at least 3 matches a year.
And here we go again. It looks to me as though the Maroons might have got Nate Miles out there into the starting lineup.
Yeah, he's starting, yep.
And now it comes back into Petra Siviasuna. Is that right? No,
Price.
Price.
Yep.
Price. Okay, Pricey's in the number 8. So we might get our scorer to swap those around. And Petro there running. Ooh, I don't know.
Was
I
a
think it was
forward pass
Simpkins
there.
missed it.
Very flat.
Tony Carroll now with the ball, playing it back onto Siviasuna. Siviasuna sees the goalpost and decides he might become a third one. Standing on the try line there. He's only, as you can see, the try line on the top of the screen there. They're metres out. Queensland threatening the try line in Origin number 1. The Miracle of the Bleeding Steeden.
That's the first wedgie of Origin 2007.
Away goes now, kicking over the far side. There's a try. Oh, that's very soft.
That is a try.
That's very soft. That Greg Inglis coming in. Greg Inglis, let's have a look at this again if we can get some pictures. Delirious scenes here. A very soft try to open the scoring. So those taking Greg Inglis as the first try scorer, that is tremendous result for them. Very simple try. And so the Maroons now go to a lead of 4. Blot, zip, donut. As we watch in replay here, can you see anything they could have done here? It's
Well, I've got to bring it back a little bit because really I think it started from a poor kick from New South Wales. That's where they lost the series last year. It was a concern because they've only got 2 kickers in the side and they kicked poorly. They got a penalty, but they didn't send Queensland back into their own territory, which is why they had a great start.
Are you suggesting Jared Mullen not up to Origin level?
I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that they need. I am suggesting that probably. Yeah,
well, the kick went straight to obviously the wing, probably Steve Bell, who passed to Carmichael Hunt, and that was the start of bringing it forward.
That's right. They were pretty much back to the halfway,
off the straight run,
which was a concern from last year. Queensland haven't got that problem. They've got 3 big kickers. Cameron Smith out of dummy half. He's the leading 40-20 this year for the NRL competition. So
And here we have, of course, Thurston in the headgear, about to boot the student over. He's obviously booted a bit of signage out of the road. I like the sort of look of that because that signage was there before. You can see it on an angle there, which is obviously showing his passion completely to get this ball tooled over the black dot.
I think it's a triplejOnearth.com banner that he's moved.
And now everything is readiness for the first conversion of the night. So we had Inglis. And the kick is there. Can't bring it round far enough. Oh, wow. What a brilliant kick. That is Thurston at his best. And so the score in the early minutes of Origin 1, 5th minute, is 6-0 to Queensland.
This is the miracle of the bleeding Steeden, and every glorious red leader is live on Triple J.
And we're back. The score 6-0 if you've just joined us, and a very soft try. We're underway again, and Queensland get the ball from the restart, and back it comes now. They've got 100 metres ahead of them, and Pricey brings the ball up, does the bum on. It reminded me so much of Craig Fat Albert Young with that technique there.
You squint your eyes and you're watching him.
Siviacina now with the ball. They're giving it, playing it in the forwards. They feel as though they can take them on in the forwards, Jason?
They do. I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of talk about the Queensland pack not being able to match up. That hasn't been the case. They've dominated this early session.
Tony Carroll leading with the bum, as we saw there again, and now they've made a gain of about 25 metres as they jink their way out of dummy half there, and easy pickings for the Blues defenders. And now it comes back to Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith decides to kick on about tackle
40-20.
Oh, nowhere near it, I wouldn't have thought, but really defused there by the count. The count on his way back up, he goes one way, then he gets past one, and he gets knocked over by a reception committee of all maroon, and they have a cup of tea. Last bloke up, Petra Siviacina away, comes to the card table side. There's a bit of a jink, going nowhere. Plenty of maroons there to bottle it up and defuse the situation. 6-0 if you've just joined us from putting the cat out or the garbage. And we've got a game on our hands because it's only 5 minutes old. Don't go away! Don't go away! It's not over yet! It won't be over until the fat bloke sings.
Overrated!
Well, he's brought back. That's a chant of part of the Braithen Astor fan club here at the Triple J card table. Wade goes from the card table now out into the centre of the park. They've got a runner on the run around now. They've got a bit of chance here. Out it goes on the far. King's got the ball. Oh, he could have done better than that, I think.
Napoleon. Wow. Wasn't he funny, though, when he did it?
Napoleon Dynamite. It was a cack. An old-fashioned duck cacker. And now it's, of course, in the in-goal area, completely defused. And what a restart from the 20 here.
Jared Mullen not up to Origin level, boys.
That is a poor kick, isn't it? That is a poor kick.
He didn't do anything. He should have come across the...
family be feeling?
Oh, they'd be thrilled to bits just being here. The atmosphere, the electricity, the excitement, the
fireworks.
The fireworks, they've seen it all. And, of course, the other bloke, Scotty Cameron doing the Buddy Holly, doing Julie Anthony, doing the national anthem. Well, you can't take that away from him.
Wild!
They can't take that away from him. And on we come with maroon work. Who's that? That's Brent Tate. Oh, everyone's talking Tate again. Brent Tate, as he gets up and plays the ball back onto the centre. Petro there, barging his way up. Gee, the forwards are doing a lot of work, Jason.
Petro Siviacina, have a look at his impact and his work rate. He's got it all. He's filled the boots of Shane Webke and more, I reckon.
Oh, that's a big call. Cameron Smith, a dummy high on the Pricey. Away it goes to, look, here's a chance. They've got a bit of an intercept. Six to go there. And that's Mullen with the ball there as he gets up and plays. It should be able to settle him down a bit now. Who's that kinging off the sideline coming for a bit of a run?
He's funny!
Napoleon Dynamite still can't get over it. Willie Mason. Willie hasn't done much yet, has he? But I suppose they haven't had the ball.
Nice offload, though. Nice offload.
And away it comes now to, is that overrated with the ball?
No.
That's Hindmarsh.
Hindmarsh. Okay. Oh, he's had a haircut. No wonder I can't.
Overrated!
Here he is with the ball now. That's good when he can play to himself like that. I like that. Oh, look at this. He's put his hand up. I've had enough. I want to tap off somewhere, but they won't let it happen at Origin level. And away it comes now with the Blues running the ball. They've got the centre of the park now. They appear to be about 22 metres out from the maroon line. It's progressing nicely. They just look a bit slow,
They look
Jason.
flat. They look very flat. Yeah, they do look flat. They need something. They need to build some pressure.
Here's Baderas, a dummy half. This is the last one. He's got a kick in there. They're going to let that run.
They've
refused it. Inglis is almost...
a great kick.
Oh, wow, that's much better. So it'll be a goal line dropout here at the in Origin 1. And that was better from Anasta. But Jason, have a go.
Great kick. They need to apply the pressure. The big blokes, Petro, Siviacina, and the rest of those Queensland forwards, if repeated sets, I think they'll struggle. So they need to continue the pressure like they're doing. That's great.
Okay, so we have a goal line dropout. Good play from Inglis there. He almost got back into the field of play. It took all the genius of the count to hold him in the in-goal area.
There's no one more wily than the count and in-goal.
That's a great dropout.
That's over 50. Hang on, yeah. 40 metres back, and he almost had a play on there. A knock on there, but mercifully took the hand away at the last moment. And Darren Lockyer looking pensive there, obviously worried about, we've only played 10 minutes, I've got another 70 to go, shouldn't go off too early, like the fireworks. And now the Blues have the ball, mounting pressure again. Oh, lift him over the horizontal.
They did look horizontal.
He's given something, there we go.
Put him on report.
He's going to put him on report. Who's responsible for that?
Yeah, I think that was Nat Miles, or is he calling out...
Well, he's calling out Dallas Johnson.
No, I think he's calling out Nat Miles.
Okay, he's number 16, Nate Miles.
Here he has been already suspended this year, of course, for 4 weeks with the Roosters. He'll have a case to argue. As a person on the judiciary, I would say that he's...
Would you like to be on the judiciary, Jason, and say, yes, now, Mr. Miles, let's have a look at the video?
I would. I am on the judiciary. I won't be for this one because they do it straight after the game, but... He'd definitely have a case.
What would you give him? You give him 4 years out of the game?
I'd give him 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
I'd give him 7 weeks.
The hanging judge has spoken. And what's he done here? He's just told him it's on report. Okay, yeah. And it'll be interesting to see how they resolve that afterwards. But the penalty goes to New South Wales, and they've got plenty of field position here now, a good field position here. To convert for points, and we're away again, and here comes King off his wing. Willie Mason, Willie Mason. Just thinking.
He's still laughing at the King, though. I thought Napoleon was
it's hard to concentrate when you've got that in the back of your mind. And away it goes to Badderas. Badderas out wide, looking for some runners to pick up the speed, and it's on to Brett White. That's a good layback. From all the Maroon defenders there. That's the second tackle. They're about 10 metres away from the line. Here it comes now. This is their...
Overrated!
Here he goes, Anafta.
Oh,
he gets
here
the
we
ball
go.
unloaded. He's close.
There's
He's
a
held
try.
up. No, hang
Is
on.
he held up?
That's try time, baby.
Let me say, that was set up by Braith and Nasta, the Golden Greek. I'm telling you what, that was brilliant work. Look at his step, look at his jig, look at his offload.
That was remarkable. It's quite against the run of play, really.
It was. There was nothing happening. He took it on himself. He dummied to no one, stepped, passed, and of course Nathan Monash, which I believe this is his first try in Origin.
Is that right?
Yes, I believe it is.
So he gets a run here, gets it offload there, and then Hindmarsh does the rest, just crawling his way towards the ground. I thought they were underneath him there. And what I liked about the Simpkins
Didn't go
refereeing...
upstairs!
Thanks very much.
I like that.
He said, back in your box,
He
Mick
backed
Stone,
himself.
or Bill Harrigan, or whoever's
No,
up
it's
there.
Richard Wilkins up there tonight.
Oh, good.
Richard Wilkins is up there. There's a doubt about the pass, but he hasn't got...
No doubt about the
Can't
pass.
rule
No,
on that.
that's a try for your life, H.G. Nelson.
Oh, he struggles.
Can I just say,
Close
to all the rugby league experts and big mouths that have been bagging Braith and Astor and calling him overrated, how must they be feeling right now?
They'd be feeling completely happy with themselves because nothing in that will have changed their minds. Forward pass...
Double movement and no grounding.
No grounding. It's got the lot. You're absolutely right, Mr. Scott Dewey. So it's 6-4 at the moment with the kick to come. Hindmarsh obviously surprised everybody as being Johnny on the spot. And Braith saw him there about 20 feet in front of him and threw it to him. And let's have a look. It was the kick converted. Here's the kick coming now. And there's the kick there. Easily converted. The score, 6-all.
Andrew Joey Johns. He is the nudist, the penalty puller, Cyro, Mad Dog, the Crow, Frog's Eyes, Slippery's Boys and Steve Edmonds rolled into one. This is your night, Joey, live on Triple J.
And we're back with the score at 6-all, and we're underway again. The Maroons get the ball back off the kickoff. The New South Wales people get the ball back after the kickoff. And so now I think they've got to run. They've got to push their way all the way up the other end.
Look at that!
Oh, it's all Hopawade out there tonight, isn't it? I mean, it's great to have the Hopawade influence back at Origin level. It's a long time. Did you have to play with John Hopawade?
I did play with
him.
The
train.
And against him. He's a big man. He's a big man with some issues, but still a lot of love for John.
Was he
very good? Was he beautifully summed up?
Was he as funny in camp as your Napoleons, or is he made out to be on the field?
Oh, John, he's a barrel of laughs.
An
absolute barrel of laughs.
That's a great bump off there. They've hurt Dallas Johnson there. I think I don't know what's happening here.
Here we go.
It's the miracle of the bleeding nose at the moment. White. And he'll have to go to the blood bin again. He's been in the blood bin half the night. Is that? Are some players bleeders?
Well, this is Brett White, who, of course, we said that the Brisbane Broncos pack was the softest pack in the competition. So I'm not sure if he's changed his mind on that yet. Not sure.
Blues are underway. You thinking you might be persuaded.
He might be persuaded otherwise.
Yes,
with a broken nose.
Actually, once a badge of honour. Here we go with Tate with the ball now. Tate gets around one line of defence, but it's bottled up. There's a bit of lateral movement there. Very good from Tate. Back it comes now to the Queensland side. They've got plenty. Oh, I love that work from Carmichael Hunt. That hinted goofs about the whole skipping thing. It's so good. It's attractive. It's rugby league. It's now. That's the most overrated player on screen at the moment, just to give him a side of him. And look who's this guy. This is Justin Hodges, isn't it?
Very strong out of dummy half, Justin Hodges.
That's the first time he's had the ball all night, I think.
Second time, but he will get his opportunity. Very strong, very quick. New South Wales is going to have to watch him.
Here's Tony Carroll taking it all before him, and a final little bit of, how's that, face massage.
It's rugby league stigmata. Let him play.
He almost got through there. Willie had to work hard to catch him, and that's obviously Jonathan Thurston in the headgear there. Well, it comes now. Lockyer decides to kick to help. Came off slightly off the side of his boot from my point of view. It may stay in the field of play. It does, and beautifully taken there.
Tell you what, Minicello, he's got a point to prove tonight. He's looking to get his Australian jersey back. It's been stolen by Carmichael Hunt. Stolen, I say.
Can you get a read on the penalty there? What was the penalty given there?
I think they're inside the 10.
Inside the 10. Okay, inside the 10 here. Yep. Righto. And obviously just needs to watch that 10, Inglis. Got a great game, but...
Just look at how funny Napoleon is here.
Well, you can see him in the background, yeah. And New South Wales... What does that feel like, Jason?
He wouldn't be feeling that good at the moment, big Brent Kite. He's got a massive set of teeth, Brent Kite, which is soft landing. Soft landing. If he lands on his teeth, he's fine. Otherwise, he's in trouble.
The Blues with the ball now. Count Minicello with the ball up onto the halfway, onto the Triple J signage. Plays the ball quickly again. They're rolling up now. And the Maroon side bottle them up there with Darren Lockyer. Somebody coming in very late, I thought there. Was Dallas Johnson. Why it comes now. They got Luke Bailey on there now, I think, for the New South Wales Blue in shirt number 14.
Is that a Mary McGregor look-alike?
Back away it comes now, and there's another kick early. There, see, I'm not sure about that sort of kick. I mean, they get the runners up there. They got to stay underneath it. What a great take. Carmichael Hunt, he's away from them. That's a great
tackle.
Great tackle from the count. Way out of position. They only had, if they got away there, they would have been no one to beat because the count was up in the line. Tate knocked over. Big heap of blue on top of him. I don't know what the crowd's going off about. He's just loving it.
I think Simkinski is officiating a skinny 10.
Thurston, bum on. With the bike pants showing. It's all there. Oh, there's gauze in the nose. The paddle pop stick.
Rugby league's about beautiful people. We don't need to show that. We just don't need to.
Lockyer with the ball now out of dummy half. I think this might be Price, is it, who's knocked over on the Triple J signage. Petrosiviacina having a breather alongside of him. Away goes to Cameron Smith, away onto Thurston. Thurston, a kick there. A beautiful kick, finds touch there. And nowhere near a 40-20, but that'll do them for a while. It'll give them a breather, and they needed that. Jason, what do you think of the play so far?
Well, I tell you what, New South Wales, they've rattled Queensland. I think they've come back, they've taken some hits, but they've given some, and I tell you what, possession-wise, they're probably in front. Things are looking good.
Would you say that Bailey is if White's a bit of a loss there, Bailey's a great replacement, and there is some suggestion he'll stay on for the rest of the match now?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a long-distance player. He's the only front rower who probably could play close to 60 to 80 in Origin, so I was surprised that he didn't start with him, but now that he's on, I can't see him getting taken off to the later stages.
Blue feed, but something's gone wrong in the scrum, and it looks like a maroon penalty. Oh no, he's just repacked the scrum.
No, it's just pointing out the Mullins not up to Origin level.
Oh, now he's done it again. Now something else. Now he's picked out the penalty. Oh, I love this work with the scrum. So technical, so interesting for the audience who can see it there. Not sure what they're looking at, but they're loving. Oh, what a big hit! Matt King. Was that Tony Carroll on Matt King? That's about as big a hit as I've seen in Origin level. Yeah. Now Luke Bailey has to come back and get involved. And so we've got... there's suggestion from the sideline the Queensland pack is tiring already. Jason?
Is that right?
Well, that's... all I can do is report what's...
Sounds like something Gould
as we said, possession-wise, New South Wales have had the better of it. And then they're a big forward pack. I wouldn't be surprised. Although here we go, a indiscretion.
Whoa!
Which will give their forwards, they'll give them a bit of a breather now. They'll get a bit of possession in good field territory here for Queensland. Great opportunity.
Okay.
He's just lost the ball.
Here we go, 6-all, 16, 17 minutes gone. Very good field position for the Maroons. You'd like it here, wouldn't you, Jason, if you were a Maroon man?
Oh, you'd love it here. You'd love the breather in the scrum.
Yeah.
You can sit back, let Jonathan Thurston Let your
do
Darren
something.
Lockyers take control here and just follow them. Just support them. Your opportunity might come.
And run it up the middle for a couple and then have a go wide.
The key here is offloads, to be honest with you. 80% of tries in rugby league are scored from offloads. So, I mean, Big Petro, those kind of blokes, if they can get an offload here, you go a long way to scoring a try.
Here comes Petro now, but nobody running with him. He's one out. But do they decide not to have anybody run with him for that play?
They may have a couple of settles. They might say, Darren Lockie might say, Petro, just get to the centre. We want good field position.
Look how close
Here
they are.
we go.
Here they go. Here's your... Right, now this is very close to the line now, and so they go further wide.
Here we go.
Can he get... Oh! The line! He's butchered a try in Origin 1! Oh,
Stephen
wow!
Bell.
Oh, Ding Dong Bell has dead set put that try out of its misery.
Wow, you don't often see that at this level, that a player with a line open completely butchers a try.
That's what happens at Origin level. You forget what you meant to do. You get there. You
Braith getting involved early. And, he's taken it. That's very good defence from King.
His teammate, his Melbourne Storm teammate, jostled it out of him.
So there's a real let-off in the 18th minute for the maroon side, the blue side. And
Let's go.
High there.
Big
Tony
Tony
Carroll's
Carroll.
having a big
He's
game,
been
isn't he?
everywhere.
He's everything.
You want him on your team, don't you?
You do. It's a pity. And we've got Luke Bailey running with the ball now. He's going to play the rest of the game probably. We've got coming in a dummy half, Butterball Baderis, the captain there, gets it out wider across the back line here. We've got the Count involved. The Count decides to run by himself and he's bottled up by Maroon's reception committee. As we see, easy yards gained there though, Jason. We're up over the into Maroon territory. That's a great ball. Big hit though there. Poleaxed him and then came in over the top just to make sure he'd stay down. And now the Blues get a chance to run again, run at them, and that's is that the Count
That's
again?
The Count.
This game's wide open, isn't it? Both teams, when they get near the line, they look like they're deadly to score. I tell you what, here we go.
Here's a run
Nice
on
ball.
now. That's a great ball.
So
Out
good.
wide again. Oh, very easy. That's let's see, Matty Cooper. Cooper, and that's a big turnaround from a try butchered at the other end. Cooper scoring there.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at the defence of both of these teams, they seem to come up wanting. They're just not... They seem to be doing it with ease. Both teams, if you can get down the opposition's end, they're scoring. So it's a bit of a worrying concern for New South Wales and for Queensland because they're getting down there just scoring so easy. Look, this is just a simple cutout pass. It was a great pass by Jared Mullins.
Now, here, where are the players who should be covering these guys? They've drifted over because they've badly caught out of position. They're, I suppose, Tate...
They're just caught short. Basically, Brent Tate, there was not much he could do. If he came in, he was stuffed. If he stayed out, they had numbers outside of Cooper as well.
And where's Hodges?
So Hodges, I'm not sure. I think he was already involved in one of the plays.
Lost in transit. Can I just say, doesn't Jared Mullen look comfortable at this level?
He does, I suppose. Well, I'm glad you made that observation because that's one that has eluded me. Largely because I've been watching Anasta do a lot of overrated things.
Oh, hasn't he been disgusting? He's a blood on the game, especially a game like this where it's an advertisement for our game.
Tell you what, that ball from Jared Mullins, that'll give him the world of confidence. He's set up that try.
Now, Joey John's influence on the Mullins there. They'd obviously practice in that backyard. We see Jamie Lyon coming in for the kick. He's got it up and he brought it back beautifully. So the score at the moment, New South Wales 12, Maroons 6.
Rugby league's a funny old game. It's been making people laugh for 100 years, and the game's big gags are live on Triple J.
Yes, and so we watch in replay now. Fabulous cutout ball. Now that reminds me of the footage I saw on the Channel 9 News when he was in the under-13s. Him throwing a ball like that. He'd taken on obviously made progress up the park and then threw it out wide, cutting out a couple of people. Look at that brains trust there. Murray and Royce Simmons. Did you have Royce Simmons ever coach?
I didn't have Royce Simmons. I missed out on Big Royce. Unfortunately.
The pillow with feet.
It's the 91 grand final. And everything's been a blur since.
100-metre try, and Astor underneath that one. And look at that great footwork there, that rather jinking sort of run. Terrific work there. 6-12 if you've just joined us. Half of the first half gone. And the New South Wales team well in it. You'd have to say, though, the forward battle sort of equal, but the backs, New South Wales backs are much better.
Yeah, I mean, and that's supposedly was Queensland's strength. So,
Yeah.
I mean, New South Wales, hats off to them. They're doing a great job.
Luke Bailey with the ball, and he gets up and plays it back to Butterball Badera. So away it goes now. Very choked up in there. You could throw a snotty rag over the lot of them. And Maroon reception there, getting down. Pricey getting up slowly as he comes around now. Oh, a little bit of a dummy there, and it's knocked over there. Baderas with the ball. He gets up and plays the ball back in Origin 1 to the count. Away it comes now. Early
Fine
kick there.
touch once!
There, no,
Great
back it
take.
goes. Brilliant take. Carmichael Hunt through one, high tackle, surely close to penalties. We can see a beautiful picture of Mullins' melon on screen, and away go the Maroons. I think this might be Hodges with the ball, who was caught badly out of position on that last try. Carmichael Hunt doing the pointing and shouting, I like it. Away it goes now onto Petro. Petro hits the advantage line, bum on, looking to unload, but he's bottled up there by Hindmarsh and Bailey, almost on the 50, well, he's actually on the 40-metre line in Maroon territory. They played 3 tackles. This is the 4th, so they're going to have to decide to kick pretty quick. And lots of blue there. It looks as though Kaufusi is coming to the sideline and could be part of proceedings. There you go. Kick early. Look at the kick. Turned him around. Oh, he's got to stop at the end goal there. He's going to have to play it.
Oh, he's cool under
Brilliant
pressure.
They're very cool ending the count. Very cool.
He's been there before. He can't turn to the left anymore, but he's looking at the ball over the dead ball line. He's absolutely spot on. Away it goes to restart there. Quick play the ball, catching the Maroons off guard there. They knock over. It looks like Lockyer doing the hard work there. No voice, of course, to Lockyer. He's only got a whisper left, and he uses one of those boxes on the side there that makes it sound like...
Tommy Radonicus taught him how to speak again on a kangaroo tour.
Back it goes. Bailey's doing a power of work. He got the ball away to the count. Oh, and what's happened here?
Could have been 6 again for mine.
No.
I think that was just a good hit. I think Bailey had a loose carry and it was
Knock
just a strong hit. Queensland will get the feed.
And so we see a pack form, the Blues talking. Look, I love it when Willie talks. I never understand a word he says. He just lost it cold.
He just lost it cold. It was some heavy hits there by Stephen
Gee, that's
Price.
not bad. That's Price. Yeah, good on you.
Price. Very
And
strong.
Justin Hodges there. Oh, that was good. Picked him up and back slammed him into the ground. Gets up and plays the board to Tate. Tate finds a runner on the inside. Looks like Price is back there, keen to work. Look at the hand go to the groin there.
I love that.
And he's wearing
I
that
love being on the
underwear.
receiving end of that, but let's not go there.
That's what we call Ricky Stewart's sex life. We get it back now. Away it comes now. Thurston. Oh, he almost threw the dummy. They've been told to watch the throw the dummy. It's 6-12. New South Wales in the lead. Baderas coming up in the line. They know they're dangerous from here. Back it comes on the other way. Price with the ball now. Throws it. Sorry, it's not Price.
Greg
It's
Inglis.
Greg Inglis. Way off his line. I'm not quite sure what he's doing in there. But obviously decided in later years he wants to be a forward and play at this level. Away goes Thurston. Too fat.
Wow, that's a real poor kick from Jonathan Thurston. He's one of the best in the game, those little short ones, planting in the in goal, building the pressure. He'd be disappointed with that.
We've seen Mullins have a shocker. We've seen Thurston have a shocker. Is it like, is the cauldron like a golfing green? Can it be playing like glass up there? Is that the problem that we're not picking up on the screen?
I don't know.
Hey, steady. Not picking up from behind the card table, if you don't mind.
I've been watching the game on the big screen here at the cauldron.
Right.
I've been waiting for the infrared camera, Richard Wilkins.
Well, we haven't seen any of the infrared camera.
Where is Richard Wilkins?
Unless
It's a third rep.
yeah, he's upstairs. Here's Willie with the ball. Willie going one way, then the other. Oh, that bloke! Why does he do that? Oh, it's so horrible when he does it. You just think there's going to be no Willie Head anymore. Another one almost the same. They're really putting into the tackles. Who's this? Kaufuso is out there. Kaufusi is out there. Away it comes now. A bit of a kick to get him out of time. That's an Anasta kick. And what's he done there? He's kicked it out on the full. That's a restart from where the kick was.
That is.
Wow.
That's a bit of a blow for New South Wales.
That's a bad mistake, isn't it?
It is a big
And
mistake.
can I just say, I've always worried about Anasta at this level. And I've just got to say is that I feel as though if New South Wales had their time again, they may be thinking that maybe Anasta isn't the person for the job.
How must the Mullen family be feeling travelling all this way to see that clown ruin their son's big day?
Well, indeed. So the Maroons get the ball back. Tony Carroll held in the tackle there by about 14. I know there's only 13 on field, so it is stretching the possibilities of the idea by 14 blue defenders there. And he gets the ball back again. Oh, he went high. And this is...
For 10, for being inside the 10.
Yeah, now this is a player with a number 18 jumper.
I think that's is Tupu for New South Wales.
Oh, no, it's a Maroon player. Is it 18?
Kafusi.
I'll just have to pick it up when I can.
That's Kaufusi in number 18.
Oh, okay, Kafusi's in 18. I've got him down to 17, but that doesn't matter. And so another penalty there. Now, Maroons have got easy yards here, haven't they? That's Kafusi now with the ball.
Who's the late
inside
call
the
up
10.
for Webb?
He's the
He's
late
He's a
call.
big bloke, isn't he? Have you actually seen him in real life?
I've played against him. He's one of those players who have played for his country first before playing Origin, so we're interested to see how he handles this level.
Right, well, he's stepping down.
He's stepping
He
down.
may not be able to step down. Here comes the Maroons. They're threatening the line now. Lockie, a big pass.
good
Oh, he
defense.
didn't know he was going to be there. What great anticipation from Matt Cooper. Cooper's having a blinder. Away it goes now. They're back into the centre now. Oh, he could have run at the line, I think, there and got away with that. That's Berrigan, I think, out there now with the 14 shirt on. Back it comes to Smith at half. Half goes wide.
That's a forward pass.
That is just too easy.
That is very
Forward
pass.
Good
Oh,
call.
as he called the forward. For the first time in Origin history, a try called back for a forward pass. Has he called it forward?
He has called it forward.
Prince William called
I think
it a
it was
forward
forward.
pass. It's a definite forward
That's
pass.
a good call. It's hard to tell from that. Actually, probably doesn't. Probably
Touch and
wasn't.
go on that angle.
Whoa!
It's a
So Price.
Just watch what the
I think it
count
was
does
forward.
here, regardless. Jumps out of the way here. Oh, there you go.
He's given him an open passage, didn't he? He didn't put his body on the line at all.
Turnstiles, Minicello.
See, they're all pretty confident, but I mean, you know, mercifully the Touchy had his flag up, and so we've got a restart.
Big call, that.
Oh, an Origin try. Oh, I see. They allow different rules at Origin level.
There are different rules at Origin level. It's like
Okay.
in the NBA,
Blues
they allow
replay.
travelling.
Here we go now. Well, travelling, yeah, what a concept. Now he played almost 30 minutes of Origin number 1 in the first half. Away it goes now to Bailey. Bailey comes up in the middle, does a beautiful, I love those spins.
Pirouette, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Did you practice those at training?
I'd never had the skill like that. Never had the quick feet to
Never
do
had the
that.
quick
I
feet.
wanted to do that. I longed for the ballet. I ached for the ballet.
Yeah.
Sometimes I had ballet aches, to be honest with you, Roy, but HD, but it's the way it is.
It is, yeah, some people have got it, some people haven't. Great
Isn't he
defence there.
funny?
Back away it goes again, and now they've got the run. There's the kick now, and it goes. Jeepers, creepers, can't he find somebody else on the park to kick it to? He can kick it to the X. And knocked over Carmichael Hunt there.
Once again, it's a poor kick, isn't it, from New South Wales? It's
no
a poor
pressure
kick.
at all. They just get the ball back. And here
Almost
comes
back-
Tate.
Here we
Tate
go.
running around.
Is
He's
anyone
taking
talking
three.
Tate this series, H2?
They are. They're talking Tate. They're not saying much about Tate. They're saying, where is Tate? On to Siviacina. Is that who's got? Oh, it's Kafusi.
That's Kafusi.
Okay,
Kafusi.
Siviacina having a break. There's the bench. Very attractive bench, isn't it? Steve Simpson hasn't been on yet.
Oh,
Knock on.
he's lost that.
Play on.
Oh.
No, hang on. He's given a strip, a two-man strip, is it?
Two men.
Oh, gee. It's a night of talking points, Jason.
What a big call that is to give him another penalty like that.
I'd love
They're
to
just
see
making
that
so many
again.
easy yards of strip. I still go back to the try. They're lucky to get away with that.
Well,
That's the only thing.
you know, in club level, they might bring one that back. Something like that where it's borderline, you give it in Origin. You usually give it in Origin.
Well, what have we got Richard Wilkins as the video ref?
Well, he wasn't asked. He wasn't asked.
Him.
I know, he wasn't asked.
How must the Mullins family feel?
I love it when it goes upstairs. Everything to slow up the game. That's all. I'm full for it.
Absolutely.
Now, look, he's got one finger in the air. What does that mean?
Doing,
One finger.
Simpkins?
Number one.
Think about the Mullen family.
Back it comes now, and we get a slow bit of play here. We got Price looking around, wondering how he's going to unload it with a blue player on his chest. But that's Price. And now it comes wide and out on
Kafusi.
Kafusi. They've got something here. Who's this? Berrigan, is it, with the ball?
Looks like Sean Berrigan.
Berrigan.
Milo.
And away it comes now. They're about 8 off the line. They're right inside the red zone. Here it comes now. They're drifting a great shot.
danger.
Oh, they're
That's
tucking the
danger.
line. They didn't know he was going to do that. And another try butchered there by Carmichael Hunt.
Great work,
butchers.
Dave, from King to read that play. He saved the try there, Napoleon Dynamite.
And he did it in a funny manner.
Didn't he?
And he's done it twice. He's saved 2
That's
tries.
2 he's saved,
has.
correct.
Here we go. Here, I don't know that they're quite the.
Was that ball
I don't know,
touched?
the
Was that ball
backs aren't
touched by Mullen?
I don't think it was.
Hang on, he knocked it out, didn't he? King knocks
have
it
a look
out.
at
He
this.
knocks
What?
it dead, so it's a
It's a
maroon
New South-
ball.
Yes, that's right. New South Wales drop out.
New South
Okay.
Wales drop out.
So the Maroons get the ball back about the 35 metre mark, the 38.5 metre mark. And they're playing it slow here.
They
Obviously,
are.
they're wasting time as the clock isn't playing, but they want a bit of a breather. I always love that look with the headgear and the hair coming out and the sort of rather, I don't know, it always reminds me of a character from a movie, some sort of Viking sort of character. Kyle Fusi running forward.
The Hagar, the horrible look, I think it's referred to.
Yeah.
H.G.
It's not
Nelson.
popular in rugby league circles.
It should be. It should be.
Gee, Pricey's had a big game. Oh, he's thrown the ball. He's got it away. It comes on the other side. There are a lot of players bottled up in the middle. It's knocked forward there. Looks like to me as though this is the mystery player with the ball
Costigan now, yeah.
Costigan
That's
up
Costigan.
there. Back it comes now onto the Hagar the Horrible. Now away he goes, and didn't make much of a gain there. Berrigan lets him go finally after he's set held, and away it comes now on the third tackle. Here's Lockyer. Lockyer running hard to the line. He gets around one, but he can't get it much further, and that looks to me like Greg Inglis there. Maybe Inglis and Hodges have swapped sides.
He's been injecting himself, Greg
Just
Inglis.
to confuse the who's that falling over in front of me? Is that Price with the ball? Just fell over on the line. Back it comes to Smith.
That's
Smith.
a rugby league
Smith
journeyman.
decides to run for a bloody half. Oh, that's a great run. Can he get out? No, he's still in the field of play. That is a great run, though, taking all those players out. Oh,
Held up in
right,
goal.
held
Held
up.
up.
Do you reckon he's held up?
I think he was held up. Good run, though, putting the pressure on the New South Wales line. New South Wales are holding, though, I've got to say, to their credit.
I reckon he was held up in the field of play, though. So that means he'd get another tackle.
Another crack near the line. Well, that was the last tackle, obviously.
Right. Apparently, according to the sideline, their decoy plays are bothering New South Wales.
I thought they were trying to shut down on this dummy running where you just be running in, obstructing people.
Well, I think they're trying to. No, they're not so much that. They're running a lot of players looking as though they might be the player.
They're going to get the ball, that's right.
They're going to get the ball. Gee, he was hard on that. Didn't have much room there.
Good run.
Isn't that fantastic?
Isn't that a good
Braithen
run?
Astor, what a great player. You know,
We've said it. People have been complaining.
From the start, you guys have been on his side. That's what I like about you boys.
No, we're not fickle, are we?
Not at all.
Pick and stick, I think, is the term we're looking for. Away it goes now, Anasta. Lord, that was Baderis. There, Mason off.
Is he injured, Willie?
Oh, I hope not. Have we got anything on Willie Mason down on the sideline? And Queensland have used all their interchanges. Is that right? Back it comes now to Inglis. Inglis is in the right position now by the looks. Away he comes now, doesn't get very far, but he's got a lot of players out there. Oh, look at that, he looks as though he could almost go on with it. Back it comes now, Lockyer, a bit of a run around there. Now they find a hole and bury themselves in it under a blue avalanche. And Price is coming off for a well-earned rest, and on goes Petro. And so we got the petrochemical firm out there pushing forward. And that's Berrigan, is it, getting bent in two?
I think it is.
Bent backwards? No, it's not.
No, that's Carmichael Hunt.
Away it comes now from dummy half. They're a bit, they're not lining up quite well. Lockie's having to do a lot of work. He's got it around one. Away it comes out. Here's Hodges. Have a look at the poetry in motion here. It just reminds me so much of Jamie Ainscough, for those who know their players of yesteryear. That was real poetry. Is there a prettier sight in rugby league? Never. Than Jamie Ainscough. Back it goes now. The Maroons there with the ball. And away it comes now to the back line. Carmichael Hunt. They've got an overlap there, I think, and they're going to have to draw a play. Ball!
Oh!
Inglis cannot step up. King having a absolute blinder. Put the mock on him and then took it away from him. Away it comes now. That's a great tackle.
Where they're having a run at last.
That's a great tackle. It's just sort of just Baderis unable to get out of anywhere, really. But another lovely punch up there. We've 6-12. We played into the last virtually 5 minutes of the first half. Away comes Luke Bailey. Love that work. It's just so fantastic. It's Swan Lake. It's the Nutcracker.
It's Billy Elliott.
It's E. Pagliacci. And away. There's almost a break. Not many line breaks, are there?
Not many, but Steve Simpson busts his way through there.
Yeah, he's the fresh player.
He's very fresh.
That was his first touch of the ball. Back it comes now. I hate it when the ball falls on the ground like that. Away it comes now, and they've got a bit of an overlap here. Here's better. He's bounced off one. Why didn't he take it? He kicks it over the top. But Carmichael Hunt's going to be there to hopefully do something really silly, and he gets back into the field of play easily. And it looks to me as though Mullen there read the play beautifully and has a few words. He's a bit gabby, Mullins.
How many?
That's two. That's great. That's great defence there from New South Wales. He'll play his head instead of the ball, which I like. And then he comes onto the 10-metre line, so he's got a long way to go. In fact, 90 metres to go. And he's now able to get it onto Tate. There's a very good set from...
Great defence.
What's the talk on Tate at this stage, Judge
No one's talking Tate.
Willie Mason looks like his hamstring.
It looks as though his hamstring's gone. I came in under injury cloud. It never works.
That's got to be a Shep. Thank you.
He's played that. So Shepard, well spotted, Jason. And sadly, the Hagar the Horrible had a word. And it was a fantastic word. It was just one word. And I can't repeat it on air because otherwise people will complain. And it's obstruction there. And he's a rueful Grinshaw. As we watch this one way here, he just takes out the player.
You can't do that, Neville Costigan.
Hamstring strain. So do they think he'll be back? We don't know. Hard to know. Will he be back? We're not sure. We hope so. No, we don't know. No, they will be back. Oh, right. Very good.
Willie Mason will be
there.
He
is. And wasn't that good to show that twice for the kids, Jason? I thought it was very special at Channel 9.
It's very sensitive, isn't it?
Sensitive.
Very audience sensitive.
That's right, coverage.
Well,
I wonder if the Squeamish Senators are worried about it. Anyway, be that as may.
You forget that they're role models. I mean, you really do, and you need to have it.
Yeah,
Shove down
I
your
agree.
throat.
I agree.
I know. You're absolutely right. I forget their role models. And now a penalty looks as though this is... Would you do this?
You would take that'll
take
give you
it.
8 in front.
You'd take the
true.
points. You'd
You'd
give
take
the
the-
ball. You'd say, "Where's a pig shooter? Have a go."
Yeah.
Luckily, Jamie Lyon is on the ground for the
So
boys.
we've got a obstruction, and we've got a penalty, and we're going to have a shot at goal, and it should be pretty easy to get.
I think you'll block this over.
And he gets it there straight over the black
Very well
dot.
struck.
So that
Very well
straight.
struck.
Okay, so it goes on to 6-14 in the dying minutes of Origin 1, first half.
Joey is an immortal, up there with the prune, the brick with eyes, the pillow with feet, and dishhead Dowling. And they were live on Triple J.
There's controversy because expert opinion, which we've just canvassed, i.e. Phil Gould, reckons both the New South Wales tries had forward passes in them of a more extreme nature than the one that was just denied at the other end. I don't think... I didn't see it that way. I've never agreed with anything Phil Gould said.
Phil Gould is a goose, H.G. Nelson.
And away we come with the Blues running the ball back. I think that might be Simpson with the ball, is it? Looks
It
to me
is.
as Simpson there, fresh man on the scene. And away it comes now. We've got a beautifully poised match for a second half. We've got 6-14, New South Wales in the lead. Could be a really old-fashioned,
Arm wrestle.
No, going down to the wire. It comes to Bailey. Bailey plays the ball, and away it goes now. The New South Wales starting to get a bit of a roll on now. Good tackle there from the number 14, Sean Berrigan, to put away the New South Wales hit up. And away it comes now. I tell you who's going to be on the end of it. Come on, Gillard! Psychic! Call me psychic! I'm just like that. I'm having a field day here. The Ouija board, I left it at home. Anyway, back it comes now. Oh, the Queensland side are really standing around. They'd be devastated.
They're out
by
on their
this.
feet. There's worrying signs for Queensland.
Can I say that if Braithen Astor's picked for Origin 2, the concept will die before 2008?
But
He's
then you can-
ruining the game.
Well, then you can flog a dead horse and bring it back. And away goes Thurston. Hagar the Horrible gets it out wide. And I reckon the one thing that Jason, do you think that Queensland have made a slight mistake trying to play it in the forwards all the time, and that they would have been better to try more out wide?
I think they have been consistently trying to get with those decoy plays. They are trying to attack New South Wales, but I think New South Wales have been pretty sound out wide. So if I was them, I'd be hitting in that ruck area. I'd be getting some of their smaller men, the Thurston, the Lockiers, to be hitting around that play the ball area to tie the New South Wales forwards out.
Right. And now King almost lost his head and larynx and neck and upper body.
Everything else.
But anyway, as you point out, Napoleon Dynamite did it before him. Bailey again on the spin. The count looks, pretty fresh for a count. He comes onto the middle of the park now. They're running the ball up the middle. He gets it one way, then goes the other way, and he's knocked down. That's the count we're referring to. Away it goes now, and here he comes. He's just a beautiful sight there, and Lockyer gets him and wraps him up. Count again, a dummy half. Away it goes now. Mullen with a kick there.
Has he
That's
found
a
Smash?
Oh, good kick.
That is a
Good
great
kick.
kick.
Good kick.
1
Best
minute
kick
to
of the
go.
night. Best kick of the night. He's turned it
Is that
around.
a 40-20?
No, I don't
That's
think
not
so.
a 40-20,
That's what he's calling
that'll
for,
see
it
them out.
seems.
Yeah, that's the end of the half. He's taking his mouth guard out and his teeth. That certainly is the end of the half. So we have a terrific result
That's
there.
a 40-20.
Well, there's his 40. We think it might be a 40-20. No, it lands
That's
inside the
just
20.
Oh.
fantastic effort.
Great kick. Wonderful kick.
How must his family feel?
Oh, they'd be thrilled to bits. They came up on the bus. And, I see what you're referring to, that it actually rolls out inside the 20.
That's
Very hard to tell from the card table because
What?
our view isn't that great. We'd want the infrared camera on that. Oh, they might give that. Oh, look how poorly positioned the touch is. How would you be able to tell that?
That's why Richard Wilkins is here.
So we got a there wasn't anyway, and they got the ball away. Gee, I keep forgetting that they're good at scoring late tries, Queensland, and I just had a flash of them going up there and getting another try. I went the wrong way, I would have thought. Petros Siviacina there, plenty of players around him, knocking him down. Oh, it's beautiful. It's poetry in slow motion. It's something Michelangelo could do wonders with. Back it goes now out wide. They keep it in the forwards. They're running up, and they've got Berrigan with the ball now. He's taken there. It was overruled by the other touchy. Okay. And away it comes now. There's the siren. The hooter goes. And that's it for the half-time as they play on. That'll be the end of the half there.
Oh, will it? Jared Hayes!
Wow.
What can he do?
Look at this.
Who's
This
faster?
is bizarre. He's got
Wow.
That's an
Isn't that
amazing try.
Try for your life.
That is an amazing try.
Hang on. We've
What
got-
will Wilkins say in the video rep position?
Oh, that's a try. Hands down, that is a try.
Let's have a look. Jared Hayne from the Parramatta side. As I was just predicting, one side would get a try in the last 30 seconds. It wasn't the Queensland side, it was the New South Wales side.
Let me tell you, if this comes off, Origin is where heroes are made, legends are made. If he scores his try, he's on his way, this kid.
Absolutely bizarre.
He is on his way. That's come out of nothing, just as pure skill. He's taken an opportunity and he showed some great initiative. He's backed himself.
That's
great
all right.
fend there on Hodges, who is susceptible to the fend.
And he hates the fend.
Then he decides to kick it.
Look at this kick with no room. No room
brilliant.
at all.
And then just enough on it to come that way. And then he's hurled. It's got to be a try.
To quote Phil Gould, that's a try, baby.
Right, I wish we didn't have to quote Phil Gould so often in this
That's
show.
a try.
Okay,
That is a try.
6-18 for the minute with a kick to come.
What
That's
a
amazing.
boost to New South
That's
Wales
amazing.
to go in.
That is amazing. That's fantastic. It's sort of Lockyer will be devastated by that when they should have killed it off dead. Yes, try there. Blue delight. One for the Blue Believers. That's 6-18 with a kick to come, so it could be 6-20 if Lion is on radar, if the pig shooter's on radar with the sights. And so we'll just have to wait and see what happens here as we get a lot of players coming off. What a great try that. I don't think I've ever seen. It reminds me of Mark Coyne try. Can you remember that one?
I can remember that try.
Were you playing that day?
I wasn't playing that day. I was playing at St George with Mark Coyne in that same week. But he was on a high for he lived off that pretty much the rest of his career. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Mark Coyne did nothing after that. Mark Coyne.
94.
Him and his big waddly ass. He did nothing after that. Mark Coyne, if you're listening, you did nothing after that.
It's not too late, though. I always thought he had another Origin try in him. I said, come back. Okay, Jamie Lyon. He's got 3 goals from 3 attempts
His
today.
radar's been good. Good tonight. I'm backing him in.
Righto, here he comes.
Here comes have a shot.
Oh, yes, what a match so far. There it is, it's kicked, and it's missed.
He's right.
So the score is 6-18 at half-time. We'll take this short break and come back with a wrap-up of the first half. Of Origin. Of yesteryear, and the score remains at half-time, 6-18. Our expert comments are coming from Jason Stevens tonight. Jason, how did you see the first half?
Well, there's not much in this game. It's quite a good scoreline for New South Wales, but really, if you take away that opportune try from Jared Mullins, from Jared Haynes, it's pretty much been equal. Once again, if you take into account it was a try that Stephen Price, which really wasn't a forward pass. He should have scored that try. Things would have been much even. So I think whilst New South Wales have been controlling the ruck area, are still anyone's ball game. Queensland have come back from worse situations than this.
Well, that's a horrible thought to leave New South Wales supporters at half-time. Join us for the second half in approximately 15 minutes. We'll see you then from the Cauldron of Lang Park on Triple J.
There it is, league lovers. One half of a football miracle in the bag. The match is hanging by a thread, and there is still another 40 minutes to go. Enjoy a transfusion and a pack down after the break when we'll see the bright red blood of another Steedham. Welcome back, football lovers, to another 40 minutes in the Rugby League operating theatre. This State of Origin procedure is one leg of the beatification of Andrew Joey Johns. Are you gloved up and ready to see red, Senior Surgical Registrar H.G. Nelson?
And I'm seeing red right now, ancient voice of Rom, as the Maroons wander back on. Rather disconsolately at the moment, onto the Cauldron of Lang Park. The score, if you've just joined us, New South Wales, surprisingly, 18. Queensland, 6. Jason, you've been in the rooms. What do you think's going on in the minds of both coaches?
Well, I think in the Queensland sides, they've just got to lift their forwards. They look sluggish. They look tired. Maybe they've got to look at some alternatives, getting some of their Hodges and maybe some of their other players getting in and relieving them a little till they get their second win back, because they're looking quite tight. They're not having the penetration of blokes like Luke Bailey and Steve Simpson, and they've really made a difference for New South Wales when they've come on. If I was with the New South Wales camp, I'd be saying, near the line, our defence has got to lift another level. Don't forget there was a missed opportunity by Stephen Bell. He dropped the ball over the line. There was a disallowed try, which we feel was a try by Steve Price. Given those 2 tries, the scoreline would have been even, in fact, in favour of Queensland. So New South Wales need to pick up their defence near the line.
And we're almost up for the restart with New South Wales kicking off, running now left to right of your screen, and the Maroons to receive. Mr. Scott Dooley What are your thoughts?
How must the Mullen family feel?
Well, I know you've said this quite a lot.
That's all I want to say.
That's enough.
That's enough for the first half.
We're underway. The Maroons have the ball about 15 metres out. Carfusi with the ball there. Back over it comes now. Siviacina there with a lot of people around him. A big blue reception committee. He gets up and plays the ball rather slowly away from Dunny half. They're starting to run. And who's that in there? Is that Hodges
That's
in there?
Carmichael Hunt.
Oh, Carmichael Hunt. Exactly as you suggested.
Yep,
And there's Hodges now.
There we go.
Yeah, they get the littler players in and make them scoot up, give the forwards a bit of a chance to have a breather early in the second half. There's the kick from Cameron Smith, and it's making it bouncing around there. The count gets it up and underway, and back it goes to King. Yeah, I know. Napoleon Dynamite. It's incredible.
It's uncanny.
I know. It's just bizarre. There's Willie with even more strapping on his leg, and I don't know who that's behind him, but it looked very, very exciting. I don't know. It just seemed a team of medicos who were fiddling around with stethoscopes and all that sort of gear and a bit of liniment. I think they'll have him ready to go in a few minutes' time.
Rugby league professionals.
And who's this Simpson doing a bit of stretching? I like to see stretching. You don't see enough of that in the call or in the coverage of, especially from 9. I'd like to see infrared stretching, if you don't mind, Channel 9. That's what I'd really like. I don't know what he's quite doing here. He's just sort of kneeling there, hoping to come on. Oh, he got the ball away, and now Maroons have picked it up. There's a mistake there, and so they might get a chance. Oh,
1-on-1, better ball.
Wow, I thought he knocked that on, Jonathan Thurston.
Way it goes. Gee, exciting there early on, and it looks to me as though it's the number 17 shirt.
Yeah.
It's Neville Costigan.
Costigan. We haven't seen much of Costigan early in the game so far. Has he played in the first half?
He had played in the first half, but a lot of defensive work.
Yeah.
He hasn't had much time with the ball.
Away it comes now. They're making the easy yards, rolling up the front here. Petro right in the middle of the park on the third tackle, or is that the fourth tackle? It's the fourth tackle now. And they've got about 25 metres to go, 15 metres to go, suddenly 10 metres to go. And they burst in. Costigan with the ball there. He's thinking about unloading. He's caught there. He's about 8 metres off the line, and they got one play to come. Here it comes out wide. It's on the toe there. Can they get it down? No. Oh, he might have touched that.
Oh, he's cool under pressure.
He might have touched that, though. He's very good. He guarded the ball with his back door, and he just ran the back door and the ball in the same direction, and they just couldn't get away around him. They just couldn't find a way around that arse.
Did a lot of work with Benny Elias during the week.
Now, here we see here, there's the kick. Here comes the count. No, he left it alone. It just looks as though he did. He's a bit disappointed. And the Blues get the ball back from the restart. And so it's a blue ball, score 16-18. No change to the halftime score. Bailey there, lifted up and banged into the ground. They want to take it out on the New South... Oh, it might be Ryan, actually, there, throwing down. Just looks like Bailey. The Bailey lookalike. Most players can't tell them apart.
They do that as a G-up sometimes.
That's
at
right.
meetings.
They're identical twins, like those youngsters they've got down there. I want to say Morris's. Josh Morrison.
I thought you were going to say the Olsen twins.
The Olsen twins. It's a G-up in New South Wales, Steve. That would be a G-up, wouldn't it? Carmichael can't on a Lockyer. Lockyer away. He's got it in the middle. Tate. And again, exactly as you called it, Jason, the backs coming in and doing a bit of forward work as they now line up. And it'd be great to see Petro playing at dummy half, though, wouldn't it, for a few runs?
What did that just turn the whole New South Wales defence on their heads?
It certainly would. Out of dummy half goes Cameron Smith. Away, not very much of a gain there, maybe a yard and a half, metre and a half. Is that Tony? No,
that's
it's not.
Neville Costigan. So they're controlling that ruck ever very well, New South Wales. They're slowing them down. They're trying to roll on their back as they've just done the Petro. You slow that play the ball area down, I'll tell you what, you go a long way to win these games.
Here's the kick now, up over the top. Oh, went wrong the other way. Surprised him. Good angle on it here. That was a planned move, but he's got away from him.
Here he goes, Jared Hayne.
Oh, he's the star of the night, Jared Hayne, with that scintillating try just before half-time. A little bit of Origin magic.
He's a scintillating player. I like that word. He's scintillating.
He's very good. He's a part of the new breed, the new look, the Mullen-Hayne connection. Up and coming. They're just knocked over the players there. So the old guard is out of the road and the new guard is in. And away it comes to Luke Bailey now. Oh, big tackle there. Big tackle there. He's wrestled to the ground. Might have been the Costigan factor alerting him to being knocked over. Away it comes to the Blues. Blues on the inside there, a bit of a run-around ball. And might be Ryan with the ball now, and he gets up and plays the butter ball, but Eris a dummy half. Here's a bit of a kick over the top, a bit of a regather. They take it back and beautifully defused by Tate. Tate's got away from one and he's caught up in another. He unloads, might have been called hell, but the Blues get the ball back. It might be Jamie Lyon with the ball, is it? I don't know, somebody rather large.
I think it's Hindmarsh.
Hindmarsh. Oh,
I know that arse crack in here.
Yes, you would. The plumber smile. I've been grinning at it all night. It goes now, and it's a blue ball. Bad mistake there by the Maroons. They had them on toast, and they just went that little bit too far. Now Luke Bailey queuing up for a go, a crack. And that's 2. They're right into the red zone now. And away it goes out wide. They're sort of boxing themselves into a bit of a corner here. He's got to bring it back inside. That's Hayne there, the scintillating player. And away it comes now. They're losing a bit of ground here, but they sort of need to just have a go at the line as the most overrated man in rugby league falls in a hoop.
You're killing the concept.
Away it comes back the other way. Big, deep shot there. Over the top it goes. And it's going to get defused by, who's that, Greg Inglis, who hasn't had the best of nights, I wouldn't have thought, Jason.
No, look, his form coming into this Origin series hasn't been good. He's played out of position. He's been 5'8" with the Melbourne Storm. We thought maybe bringing him back to the wing, to the centre position would ignite something, but it hasn't been his night so far.
It hasn't, and there's a bloke with a bald head just crying in the background, obviously disappointed with something or other.
Well, I'd be crying if I was bald too. I mean, no one likes a bald man.
No, they don't, especially the coaches box at Origin level. At this level, they can't step up. They just can't step up, and they know it. And they go in there underdone, playing out of position. He's used to being on the front line, not in the back in the middle. You know, I mean, it's a big problem. Big problem. Anyway, the Maroons have the ball back, and they're right in the middle of the park. 6:18 if you've just joined us. There's Willie Mason, hamstring. Willie Mason, he almost threw a dummy, but decided not to do anything with it and took the tackle from Butterball Baderis as they watch him very carefully. Jonathan Thurston, away it goes now. They decide to kick. Cameron Smith with a kick. He's got it right into the corner, and it's the count, and they turned him in the wrong way. They should have kicked the other side from mine. Baker goes to the count dummies once, and he gets away from one. He gets away from 2. He gets away from 3. He's still going the count. What a great run. He wasn't going anywhere, but he's still on his feet doing something, looking keen to promote the ball should he get the opportunity. Here's Mullen. He's back now, and away it goes to Luke Bailey. Game's gone into a bit of a slow period here, Jason.
It has. Both teams just working their way back into it, but Luke Bailey, he's been strong. Look at that one. He carried it 10 metres there, got on his front, quick play the ball. He's vital. If New South Wales are going to win, he needs to stay on.
He could stay on, and away it comes now. The Blues have the ball. They're running it up the side here. They're looking for a way to get out of where they are. The count run around. Back it comes over the cust. He's caught beautifully there by Inglis. A big arms went out and wrapped up and said, "Come here, blue man."
5th tackle.
And away comes now. They're going to kick. And the kick's very high. It's an old-fashioned Lang Park hanger. Comes back and he decides, Carmichael Hunt decides to retreat. And so the... restart from the 22. 20
restart from the disappointing end of that set of 6. It was a good set of 6 from New South Wales. I would have rather obviously have taken it in the goal and trying to get a restart. But nevertheless, I'm not going to bag Braithen Astor. He's one of my favourites, like he is yours.
Yeah, no, we're Astor fans here. We call him Canasta. Come over for a game of cards. That's when he comes into his own. He's got 2 decks and plenty of time. And there's a bit of a chance out of who's that there? Carmichael Hunt. He almost got around them. Back it comes now, looming up the middle here. Here he goes. Hagar, the horrible. Oh, great tackle there. Something's happened here.
He does not look well, that player.
No, he's in real trouble here.
And look at the pig shooter.
He's done a knee. He's done a knee. He's out of it for the rest of it. I don't think there's anything. There's no malice in that. It was just one of those accidents that happened at this level.
Unfortunately, there was no malice in that. I want to see a bit of malice.
There's been no malice.
He's in real trouble.
I want to see something.
Jason, the days of...
Look. Whoa! You can see it. It just twangs on the upper thigh. Yeah, he's done something.
His quad.
Yeah, maybe is the front muscle called the quad?
Yeah, it's the quad, yeah.
I think that's what he's done.
Yep.
There. You can see it through the short. No, he's in real trouble.
It's a nice little short pass from Jonathan Thurston, but he has been quiet tonight. He hasn't been as dominant as he can be, has it? Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that his forwards aren't really getting that momentum for him, and he works well for a forward pack that does.
And now, I mean, if they lost Kaufusi, they'd lose a lot of their authority, wouldn't they?
I mean,
he seems to be the one who's making the yards out wide, which are causing them trouble. Price and Petra Siviacina play much more in the middle. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with what Price has done tonight. He just can't do it for very long, can he?
Steve Price is he's usually an 80-minute man. I'm surprised he hasn't played much.
Tony Carroll hasn't been carrying the ball as much as you'd like to see him.
Yeah, and I think it's just got to do with the fact with possession. New South Wales have I'd like to see some stats because I'd like to see what New South Wales have got possession-wise. Yeah. The Queensland doing a lot of defence tonight.
Just spitballing.
Origin hero coming off now, and
Antonio Kaufusi.
Great work, bro.
I don't think he's going to be back tonight, and I certainly think the person in the orange isn't going to be back tonight either, because they're really struggling carrying the big man off. I think that I just hope the Medivac cab doesn't have to come out for the person in orange, and obviously upsetting Mal's plans now. They have to think through this.
There's Mark Coyne in that background looking busy. He's doing nothing.
Away, restart, and there's a chance for everybody to have a breather. Petrosivicina out there, and who did they bring on?
What are you doing here, mate? 94. Oh, that's right, here you come.
Lockyer kicks a big Hayne ball as the defence comes up, or the backs come up, and he's Jared Hayne there underneath that reception committee of maroon, and now he pays it back to the count. The Count's thought about something, but then equal to the task was obviously Hodges. And now the Blues come away again. Oh, surrender tackle.
I hate surrender tackle. They should be given, as a member of the judiciary.
You've got to ban
it. 8 weeks.
I tell you what, there's good defensive.
Here we go.
Queensland.
Here come the Queensland. This is what they love.
Oh, how about that?
There was a bit in there.
That was a shepherd.
That was a obstruction.
Now, where's your ref? There it is.
But he's given...
You called it, HG.
Oh, right, okay, pure obstruction. Oh, look, there's a bloke having a cigarette on the sideline. Cigar, a bit early to be celebrating with the towel, as though he's got... Oh, look at that, Hodges got a comedy act going out there. Australia's funniest man. Oh, it's really good.
He must think he's Napoleon out there telling gags.
Oh, it's fantastic. Probably thought he was John Stewart. But and so they've got a big chance here as they run the ball off the restart. Petrosivicina just lumbers up, doesn't he?
He has, but he's been on all game, the big fella. I really feel he's more effective, giving him a bit of a breather.
Yeah, they've lost.
Oh, he had a little bit of a breather in the first half.
Out there. Oh, they're making good yards here.
Here we go.
Oh, they've got a good chance. They're in. What a beautifully worked try. That is perfect.
That was almost too easy, wasn't it? We talked about Queensland decoys, and New South Wales are just caught short. There's no other reason for it. They're just caught short. There's no reason why they should have. They had a breather. There was a penalty. They had their line set.
It's a Greggy Inglis double. Read about it in the paper.
That is brings them right back into the game at a very crucial time, because if he can convert this, then we're obviously looking at 18-12, 14
goal range. 6 point.
It's a big play off that penalty, which was for obstruction. And there's been a lot of talk about obstruction.
Oh, and look at see a bit of obstruction there from...
And that's a good try. Beautifully finished. Great execution, I thought, all round there from the Maroon side.
Well, Steve Price, a front rower that can pass, is worth his weight in gold, I tell you what, because he just draws the defenders, and then a beautiful ball from Darren Lockyer. Steve Price, you give him a lot of credit for that try, and great hands from Colin Hunt. Very calm under pressure. And Greg Inglis probably not having the best of games, but he finished well on this occasion.
2 tries.
Two tries.
Can't ask much
I wouldn't mind having a bad game at this level and walking away with 2 meat pies.
No. You have done that, haven't you? You've certainly already tonight. You've had more than 2 meat pies.
I have. I look like the trainer that was taking off Kafusi.
I've got to say is that Mr. Scott Dooley, this could be your finest game.
I think it could
in the try thing. And here we have. It's all about decoy runners again, apparently, according to the sideline. So they're running the decoys and confusing the blue side. And now we have Hagar the Horrible.
Can Hagar dob this one, H.J. Nelson?
It's a hell of a kick. I remember him getting one off the front of the Viking warship.
He did. He kicked them into the Newfoundland, I believe.
Here he goes. He's got it. He's brought
he's got it.
That
is a fantastic kick.
Oh, that is a wonderful
We've got ourselves a ball game, haven't we?
Thanks very much, Jason Stevens. Can you just give me that again?
What do we got?
We've got ourselves a ball game.
That's fantastic. What a conversion.
State of Origin Rugby League. It's coming to you live, loud and interrupted from the pulpit of the punt on Triple J.
Yes, with about 53 minutes gone, the scores are 12-18, a try in it. And that was a pretty well worked out try from Queensland. Would you say that was really, I mean, obviously allowed the space. They were allowed the space to do it. But that would be what they would be thinking they might have got a little bit more of.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, the decoy plays have caused New South Wales trouble, so that it was just sooner or later they were going to fold. We said New South Wales have to defend better on their line. They haven't done that yet.
Right, they're Price with the ball there, taken back, and away comes the runners out of. Oh, they're starting to lift a bit now in spirit, aren't they? The Queenslanders, at least. I mean, we've only seen 2 tackles since the restart, but they look at Petrosivicina running.
That's inspirational running.
Look at that, and a bit of face massage work. You don't often see the tackled person giving the face massage to the tacklers. I like that.
It's a revolution.
Price again. Oh, somebody went high trying to knock his block off, but they got away with it. making easy yards here on the fourth tackle. They'll have a kick soon, or they decide to kick. Ooh, he almost got an obstruction there. Let's have a look at that. See, he always kicks to open space.
That's a brilliant
Never
kick,
down.
isn't it?
Oh, wow. Almost dead
Wow,
right.
they had a great chase, didn't they? Queensland, I think it was a turning point in that try for them. Look at their kick chase. It was enthusiastic. They've given their forwards a little bit of a breather by working their smaller players in and around that ruck, and they've lifted.
Well, I think you absolutely called it right. The smaller players.
He's dropped it.
Oh, he's got the ball back. Oh, they don't know what to do with it. They haven't been in this territory before. Price, look at that. He's still trying to think about an unload. And somebody has to push him in the larynx to push him over. It was the only way to get him down was take his voice away. Back it goes. That was a bad mistake from New South Wales. If they get a try here, it'll be equal. Look at this. Somebody gesturing to the ref while he's in the middle of a tackle. I like it. Back it goes to Lockyer. Lockyer out wide. Cut out pass.
Forward pass.
I don't know whether he did
Yes,
that.
it was a
No,
forward
I don't
pass.
think that's a try. But
Forward pass.
Tony Carroll looks very disconsolate. So who went in there and couldn't do it? Tate. Oh, no one's talking Tate.
Now, what's Pricey saying?
NFG.
Pricey's always got something to
Pricey's
say.
saying, why don't you just talk
He's
to
not the captain.
Richard Wilkins in the booth?
Let's
Here
have a
we
look
go.
here. Okay, the forward. Oh, yeah. Oh, what do you reckon about that?
Forward pass.
Forward pass, okay. But at least morally, they're on it, aren't they?
They are. We're in
They're in it, and that would have been a
Whoa.
remarkable. Jeepers creepers, what a hit.
big hit from Costigan over the top.
Yeah, really lined him up, held him, and just went for him.
Filling the shoes left by Carl Webb. Costigan has in the second half.
And back come the Blues with the ball. They've three tackles. They got King involved now. I've got the wrong player there. It's actually Brent Kite. I know he's the one who was sent off with
Brent White, yes.
Without the nose, sorry, Brent White. No, Brent Kite.
Brent
White was sent off with the broken nose.
Right, and so it must be Kite who's out there. So look at that, two players on top of the ball. Jamie Lyon. Remember to score 18-12 if you just joined us. There's a terrific game of rugby league, one of the classics of all time. And, I love it when it bounces on the ground and Lockyer comes in. He gets it away from one. Now they're a man short. They've got a bit of an overlap here. New South Wales, they go out wide. And a kick back on the inside. Beautifully taken by Tate. Tate gets around one. He aims to throw it up, but he's caught by the reception committee, pushed over. The spirit of the game's lifted. The intensity of the game's lifted quite a lot.
It has, and it's in Queensland's favour at the moment. Although I like that work by Jared Mullen under pressure. He was under pressure there. He stayed cool, he stayed calm, gave a good ball.
Oh, he's given a penalty. They were too enthusiastic in the tackle, holding him down. Why
do they need to show that?
The haemophilia.
He's only been out there 3 minutes, and the nose is gone again.
And it wasn't even from a tackle. He was caught in back play, picking his nose. Leave it alone. Did his mum ever tell him? Leave the nose alone when it's
not what Joey would have done.
Joey would
in fact,
never do that.
he got it in the penalty. He got the biff in the head in the penalty.
And look at this. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be disappointed. What are you talking about, mate?
I know. There we go. Cameron Smith, an old hand at this, playing the blood rule. Oh, he's got to go off. They just can't have this. It's unacceptable at this level.
Jason, at this level, is it possible to amputate the nose and just
It is
sew it
possible.
up and get him back out there?
They give you the option on the field, and obviously he's chosen to keep his nose.
Run around
player
there, almost a bit of a worry there, but they not close enough. We've got Thurston at dummy half, the horrible, and then Cameron Smith coming in to help. Away it goes now, good run there. I don't know who that is. Looks like
Dallas Johnson.
That's Dallas Johnson. He's the future of rugby league.
Yep.
Righto, away it goes now on the other side.
Steve
Price
Price
almost goes through. Oh, he's got the ball away. Do you reckon that was okay? Break comes on, broken play. Here, they got it in the middle now. That's a great run from Inglis. He wasn't on his wing, but they found him in the middle there somewhere. They've got 2 more plays to go. Away comes away from the card table now. Up into the... just have a go at the line. Pricey, it's there. He got the ball away. New South Wales had the ball. Knock on, though. New South Wales knock on. 6 more.
It'll be 6 again.
6 to go.
6 again, yes. It's number 4 there. Is that Justin Hodges telling the referee what to do? So this is a very good chance for Queensland. Here comes Justin Hodges showing the ball. The jink, the goose. He's got the lot, the pivot and the sprint around, which is the sprint of... I think it's a new word in rugby league. But it's good defence here so far from the Blues. This must be the second tackle.
In their second set of sits, I'll tell you what. It's a good test for New South Wales.
Poor play there from Queensland. They should have done better than that. They got the ball away, though. They kept it going, lumbering up Siviacina. God, isn't that amazing? He just gets around players. You would think he'd be almost virtually standing still.
It's like tackling a tree.
Like tackling a tree.
That moves. In a Lord of the Rings type tree.
Oh, he held on! almost a dummy.
Hager!
It wasn't a solid enough dummy, I don't think. Back it goes now away from the cut.
Too easy.
Too easy. He will not be denied, Stephen Price.
Price has got it. Price is in. Now they've got a chance close to the dot.
We're going to draw ball game, boys.
I tell you what, one of the things about Thurston's dummies is they're not thrown with confidence today. Like there, he threw a sort of, he might have been decided, okay, very hard to read, of course, but he's tried a couple of dummies, but he's sort of throwing it back on the inside. There's a suggestion from the sideline that it's game 1, 2006 all over again.
I thought we were watching. I honestly thought here at the Cauldron it was like a Civil War reenactment society doing game 1 of 2006.
I just want to know what it is about Queensland when they're down and they're out. They're out on their feet, weren't they? Would we agree, boys? At half time, they're out on the ground. They've come out a brand new side. Petro Civitas, he was lumbering. He's making yards. Unbelievable.
Are you suggesting a Ben Cousins style conspiracy?
I am suggesting that.
Yep, that's good enough for me. That's an origin great.
So it's 16-18 with a kick to come from the Hagar the Horrible. And he's sort of got it. This should be easy for Hagar, given what he's been kicking tonight. He'll probably miss it now. No, he doesn't miss it. It's 18-all in the Cauldron of Lang Park.
Andrew Joey Johns. He is the nudist, the penalty puller, Cyro, Mad Dog, the Crow, Frog's Eyes, Slippery's Boys and Steve Edmund rolled into one. This is your night, Joey, live on Triple J.
Yes, it's a very exciting game 1 in Origin in 2007, the year of the bleeding student. And Jason, you're absolutely right. And as tipped, the smaller players got them back into it in the first part. Now they're playing much more conventionally, allowing the bigger blokes who are a bit rested to come back into it.
They did. They helped them build some momentum. And Petro, Stephen Price, they've been good. They've been very good this half.
And they're very disciplined players. And obviously, you'd have to say the New South is just weight of possession.
New South Wales have made some mistakes. They've given some penalties and then made a mistake in their own 10. So possession now has turned. And the defence, as we said, New South Wales in the line has been very poor, so they can't give Queensland that field opportunity.
Look at Siviacina now here. He's just sort of a different player than he was just before half-time. Completely shot before half-time. And now, obviously, the leader of the pack. And they're running it up the pack with the
that's a better hit there from Gidley. And look at that, he didn't like it one little bit.
Away it comes down. There's the kick straight down the ground. Oh, that's great vision too. Look where he's put the ball there.
40-20, are we looking at?
No, he's in trouble. He's in trouble.
He's gone from hero to villain.
What happened there?
No, what was he thinking?
That's a Lockyer try, an old-fashioned Lockyer special.
Was that Jared Hay?
That was Jared Hay.
But what was he thinking? What was he trying to do?
I think he was going out to touch, and so he wanted to put the ball back in so they wouldn't give possession back.
Jason, you've played at this level. Brain explosions, how bad can they be?
Well, it's going to cost him. It could potentially cost him his spot.
Let's have a look at this. There's the kick. There's nothing much going on except the one great thing about it was a kick to space. That's what New South Wales have not been able to do. Here comes the youngest player ever to play State of Origin. In fact, he was in nappies last week. He falls over there. There's nothing wrong with that. He thinks he's got a try. Why does he throw it there?
I think he's going out to. I think he thinks he's going out to touch, and so in doing so, wants to give the ball back to New South Wales. Obviously, to Minicello, but he's. Look at the. I want to say, look at the chase. There were 3 down there from Queensland.
Look at the kick. The kick allows.
The kick was fantastic, and the chase.
What a change in the game at half-time. The score was Queensland 6, New South Wales 18. In the second half, it's been all Queensland.
It's been all Queensland.
There it is. It's converted.
New South Wales are in trouble. This next 10 minutes for New South Wales is going to be critical.
Butterball Baderas, he could.
Can I ask whether Mason is a missing ingredient here in the?
Well, I mean, Willie obviously is a big loss. His go forward, his ability to offload, and plus his leadership. Yeah, he's one of the senior players now of this side, so they'd be missing him during a time like this.
Oh, they're very pleased, and their bench is pretty solid still, isn't it, with those 3 players who haven't actually seen much of the, well, apart from Tony Carroll, not much of the action.
Pretty relatively fresh. They've got plenty to call on. Things are looking good for Queensland, unfortunately.
Back it comes now on a restart with the Maroons coming forward, and it's Steve Price there. Look at that, 5 or so people involved in trying to stop one Queensland player. That's how lopsided this game has become all of a sudden. Lockie is starting to get involved and very busy. Obviously playing with much more confidence now because they're in the lead, 24-18, and we've got basically 20 minutes to go, so you're absolutely right, the next 10 minutes. And they've just had all the possession. I mean, as you were saying before, I'd love to see some charts on it. I mean, how much possession have they actually had? They've just had it all. And again, a lot of players involved in tackling their big forwards, Jason.
Petro Civitasevia, he's going to, if Queensland win that, he'll go close to getting the man of the match.
It is fantastic.
It's just phenomenal.
Oh, he's kicked it straight to a player there, just testing him out under that kick. And, of
back
course...
to Jared Haynen, look at him.
That is amazing.
This
just
is a
great defence. And, of course, the last man in is Hodges. No surprises there. And away comes now. They've got a trouble here as they get around one good tackle there around the ankles, and it's bottled up. Is that King there, the Napoleon Dynamite at the side?
Cooper. He's been very quiet tonight, Cooper.
He got a try early, though. I think he got the first try.
He did get an early try.
Yeah, there's Ryan.
Here he is, Willie.
Oh, Willie's out
back.
there.
Great offload.
Great unload, as you say. Big things come off unloads. And now he's bottled up there. Away. Now they're going to look for a bit here from one of the bench players. Now, who's this on?
Brett White.
Brett White,
right.
right.
Front row.
Okay.
The bleeder.
The bleeder.
Oh, the bleeder's back out there. He won't be out there for a long. Bit of a
now.
kick there. That's a better kick there. Can they do something with that? They've got it. The new the blue side's lifted again, and they've got a. Oh, look at this!
Come on, he'd be dangerous from the back.
Fantastic. Away it comes now. Oh, cut out ball there. The bloke didn't want that. Away it comes now up the side here. They're making easy yards here again. Bottled up there. He almost got away. Is that Inglis there with the ball? He plays it back on to. Let's see, Steve Bell. Yeah, Steve Bell unsighted after his butchered first try.
He has. He hasn't probably got involved as much as I like. He's usually a prolific try scorer, but this year he hasn't got many tries at all.
And now in the middle of the park here, as we move on to the 64th minute, about 15 minutes ago, a bit of a suspect pass there, given the activities tonight. But remember, the Maroons have had a number of tries disallowed, Jason, so this may be a bit of a square-up here going on. Oh, there's a kick,
that was
and they're going to get the ball back. He's played 6 more, but would you say that was played at?
Well...
Gee, Bell's starting to lift himself now too. I just thought that came off a step in his foot.
I didn't think he actively played it. It's just so touch and go these days.
It would have been a scrum for accidental
Look at this.
offside.
Look at Price go now. I mean, he's just a different player. As you point out, you know dare I say it, the Cousins factor. Oh, he's tackled on. Oh, great play. Back on a kite. Man comes. This is only the second tackle they're playing at. They're razzle-dazzle out there. S-Bend and razzle-dazzle. I've never used them in the same sentences before. But we have the S-Bend situation in the score, but razzle-dazzle in the play. Gee, that's good running around. Jeepers creepers. Reminded me of young Cliff Lyons there briefly. Away he comes, gets up and plays the ball now. The Maroons very close to the line. Cut-out ball on the way on the inside. Oh, and they've got a tackle to go. He's got one to go. And I don't know what they can do here. It'll be a bit of get out of the way, Ted Murray. We don't want to see your bounce there. Up it goes over the top.
Brilliant.
Oh, I reckon he was going for the crossbar then.
He was. I think he might have been going for one of the bars, but it was a well-weighted kick. His chase has just misread it. It was a great kick.
And as we see the restart now, and we've got King running it up. That's the kick there. Well, it went over the crossbar, didn't it? Went over the black dot.
If you had a look where the runners were, they were waiting for it. One of them was waiting for it off the crossbar.
Ray Price, all those years
ago.
Yeah. Willie Mason there, and now Simpson with the ball. I think that's Gidley, is it?
Kurt Gidley.
Kurt Gidley, yeah. That's right, trying to pick it up. Oh, he didn't know. He didn't want that, did he? He didn't want that. Young Mullen didn't want that. He didn't want that. He didn't want the responsibility. Too much responsibility in a dummy half. They're making good yards here, though. They razzle-dazzle on both sides. Here he comes, the genius.
Well,
that didn't look
much in that.
I didn't think that looked too bad.
There's a little slap across the face.
He got him high, obviously, and he'd get a penalty. But jeepers creepers, you would think that that wasn't. Let's have a look at this.
Oh, that's nothing. Come on.
Don't forget, we have seen he does have a history of head problems with the brain explosion, which happened earlier.
This might
be relating back to that.
Yeah, it might be relating back to that. 15 is Jacob Lilliman, so that'll be a penalty. He's up now. That's good. And look, the teeth have come out too. I always like that. And he looks vaguely as though he could be in Coosbane, but you know what? I think he's faking Coosbane. I don't think he's really in Coosbane. I think he's faking Coosbane. I haven't seen that in the State of Origin level for years. And
That's since Dale Shearer.
Well, options 180. B-man. Here's Willie going forward, and he's bumped over by a Maroon reception committee there, about 8 out. Be handy if the Blues could get a try now. Back it comes now. They're really hitting the line. That's great defence there. They're really lifting in the close to the line here. Back it comes a fair way, even further now. They're trying to set up a big run. They went the wrong way to the count. The count tries to find a way through, but can't. Tackled by Lockyer, I think. I know it's Ding Dong Bell. Back it goes now. They're about 8 metres away. They're chewing up the tackles now. It must be up to the fourth. Who's that there? That's the guy with the blood nose, isn't it?
That's the haemophiliac.
Away comes now. Not a great pass there. They're standing a bit flat-footed. They're going to try and hit the line now. Here they come now. Oh, great tackle. And it's thrown away. But he kind of... Oh, no, what's happening?
He played it off the ground.
He's ruled that he was tackled.
Big Willie, and look at that.
Maroon supporters know they're rugby league. A rueful smile from old Hammy there. Willie, the diary writer. Write about it in your diary, Willie. Tell us what you really felt happened here. As we see here, brilliant tackle. Do you reckon he was on the ground?
I don't think he was.
No,
because I don't think
two
he
elbows
was.
have to be
two
down.
elbows.
Have to be down. It was a shocking pass. I mean, I'd give him that because otherwise it would have been a good pass. It was poor rugby league. That was penalised. Can't have rugby league.
bringing the game into disrepute, I
think.
Good
kick there too. He's
call.
Made about 30 metres and led off again for the Maroons there as the Queensland side get the ball. Nate Miles, I think, with the ball now. There's a man fired up to have a go at somebody or other, and probably not us, hopefully. I think he'd make mincemeat of us. Price still charging up. Pricey's had a great game.
He has been. He's been strong. Him and Petro have led the way, haven't they?
And we're up to almost the 70-metre mark, and the Maroons still firing up. Bad ball there, really coming back on the inside, unless he thought that Sean Berrigan had something to offer, but I don't think he had. Like, oh, look at that pick up there in the 70th minute. On to Price. Price calling for it. Still looking for work. He's just motivated himself out of his shorts here. I mean, you can't see it yet, but he has. Back it goes now, and away it comes to the card table side. Here comes a field goal.
That makes it tough.
Oh, that is
yes,
great
there
thinking.
It is. Brilliant field goal.
That is brilliant thinking.
Hagar the horrible. First, and he's had a great night. I think he's kicked everything. I don't think he's missed all night. And that goes to 25-18. That's something for the TAB players. A field goal there in about the 70th minute. That was what you'd done, Jason?
That's right, that's right. I would have taken one, but in saying that, you know, in Origin, 10 minutes is not like Origin. It's not like 10 minutes in a normal game where they're going to wind it down. New South Wales are going to come back and with opportunities. If they can just get some field position, they can control the ball. They'll score neither. I think they'll score.
There's points in both sides, though, do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because defence on both lines have been poor.
Okay, so we got the Maroons back with the ball, and the poor old bleeder seems to have bled all over one of the other players in New South Wales, who seems to be suffering a big cut round the elbow area.
It's a badge of honour.
And now the shorts are getting that little bit looser, and the plumber's smile is starting to emerge that little bit more prominently as the short elastic gets tied. Great set of 6 here from the Maroons, just running it straight up the middle of the park.
Too easy. At this stage of the game, it's just too easy. New South Wales, they needed to muscle up. They've made their ground
bottom up.
easy.
They're making it easy for him to run. Here's a kick.
40,
he's got that away. No, he's kicked it straight to the man of the moment, the scintillating player.
Exploder.
Here he comes now. That was great. That first tackle, just boom. Oh, look at that. He didn't even come from nowhere to pick that up. That's right.
He's so
strong.
funny.
Matty King.
He's so strong.
He gets up and plays the ball. Away it comes and onto... is this Mr. Overrated now with the ball? I'm starting to lose vision.
Kite.
Oh, not him again. He comes. Now it's on to Hammy. Hammy, who passed off the ground a little while ago. Come on, pass it now. After he's called held. He comes and away it goes away from the card table.
Here he is, Overrated.
He's a brilliant, great run. Got off one, but couldn't get really over the fallen body in front of him.
Hasn't Lockyer fallen off a lot of tackles tonight?
Yeah, well, he's not a well-noted defensive player, to be honest with you, but his attack makes up for it.
Okay, here comes Tate. Everyone's talking Tate all of a sudden.
There's a lot of talk around the cauldron about Tate.
Tate. Who's this?
This is Kurt Gidley, the reserve bench player, Kurt Gidley.
In trouble with in the hands of the trainer.
He's done an AC in his shoulder. He'll just get needled up. He'll get 3 or 4 needles in that. He'll be back.
Are we talking Cousins?
No, you're not. You're not. He'd just be out there limp in one arm, pointing and gesturing and doing all he can do to tell the team where to go. I mean, you're playing with a broken arm these days. Most players do it. Back it goes now. We're into the last 10 minutes of Origin 1. The score 25-18, and Lockie are looking pretty, well, I wouldn't say fresh as a daisy, but pretty pleased with the way things are at the moment. This is a gain of 40 metres. I'm just getting the stats on it now. It's an incredible gain. Up it comes. The Hagar the Horrible decides to kick. Look at the kick. Look at the kick. Look at the kick. Look at the kick. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a brilliant kick? Young kids at home would be practising that tomorrow in schoolyards. And Lockyer, there he is, defending. He's not falling off tackles. What are you talking about? Well, Scintilla isn't, or Scintillating isn't known as a player who can get beyond a tackle. I
think he actually fainted halfway through that tackle. Lockyer was just underneath him.
If he can get a brain explosion. Tell you the freshest man out there is Braithen Astor. Have a look at him go now. Look, it's just fantastic. Look at that. That's just wonderful. Pure rugby league. He's fresh as... Oh, look, now the Blues are running into each other. Very, very funny.
Come on. This is not the advertisement for our game that we want.
No. Here he is, Hammy.
Hammy. Try to pass it, you idiot!
Somebody tried to take his block off there. Now pass it. Will he have a go?
Have it, pass it!
There it comes now. And there's the kick. The kick from Mullen. No, it's not bad. Oh, no. See, compare the kicks.
Compare the kicks.
Compare the kicks. Compare the kicks. So there's your essay right there. Won and lost on kicking.
That'll be
the paper tomorrow.
That should be a state.
In Rugby League 1. Last night you saw the Origin game. Compare and contrast kicking games.
Yeah, that should be a statewide. That should be on the syllabus of every school tomorrow morning.
Julie Bishop will have that in Parliament tomorrow afternoon, and the paper will be answered. Here we go. Here.
Jared Mellon lost New South. Oh, look at that!
Look, goose, everything.
How did it all?
Oh, how did he see that? Gee, ball so close to the blue line, they could have plucked it, but they didn't. Back at easy metres here again, Jason.
Well, they score here. It's all over for New South Wales.
This is their fifth tackle coming now, I think. That's their fifth, so they're in trouble. I can't quite pick up who this player is.
Oh, look out. What's going on here? Could it be?
Oh, no, he's pulled him. No, he hadn't. Back it comes now. There's a little kick up over the top. They got the runners there. Can they get him in goal? No. Okay, defused it. Now they restart from the 20, and now they get a chance. But the chances are becoming more and more important, aren't they?
Really, the chances, yeah, that's right, the opportunities now. It's the next couple of minutes New South Wales need to score then, or the game's
I think,
that's a beautiful pass.
Well, they've got to do that because they need something. They need a loose ball. They need a bit of opportunity. That's all they need.
Well, they've got the players out there to give it to them, and this has been a great second half, Maroon lovers. And if the Blues can pull this off, they'll be doing really well. Back it goes to old Hammy. Hammy back one way, then he goes out wide looking for a run. It bounces. It's always tricky, but here comes Scintillating, the brain explosion. They're taking him backwards. Is that Tony Carroll out there, or is it... Nice steady down, Scintillating. We want you there for the second. We don't want to lose you, buddy. There he is. Oh, he's back again. He's kind again. He's bottled up. The trouble is that it's hard at this level, isn't it, to be a winger?
It's very hard.
Particularly if you're not...
you're meant to... charge down. Can I play on that?
Price.
Wow, you told me that he was the best charge down player in the competition. He just proved it in the 74th minute.
That's your man of the match.
That is the game.
Isn't that brilliant? I wonder if we can see that again. Of course, no, I don't. It's just rugby league. They're only interested in selling Toyotas or rip-curl Fords or something like that. There's a hole. He waited for it to open up and he almost got the player through. Great play there from Lyons. Oh, look at the roll. Look at the roll on. Look at the roll on. Look at the run. Here they come. Ding-dong bell. They're going to have to do something here and they're going to restart. Goal line drop out.
Fantastic kick at this stage of the game.
The charge down.
Control. Charge down.
I think the count's been good for someone who clearly shouldn't be playing at this level.
Now you got a problem with it. Have you got something against Eastern Suburbs and Astor, the count?
I've got something against people turning the advertisement for the greatest game of all into an ad for the World Game. That's what I've got.
Oh, right. Oh, Lord, there's a subtlety that we lost on most of our audience. Well, we're down to we're down, I think, inside the last 5 minutes now. I think it's pretty close to the last 5 minutes. And unless something happens, they need a bit of luck now, don't they?
They probably need a bit more than luck because I tell you, New South Wales, they're just out on their feet. Queensland, they've got possession.
Price is amazing, isn't he? It was just a fantastic charge down, and then he kept on going. He looked as though he was going to play up. And now they've got easily another chance here. That's the second. They're, I think, about 40 metres away. No, 30 metres away from the blue line. Oh, he's lost the ball. There's your chance now. Now, what's that, a scrum? Okay, it's a scrum. Again, the player I never can quite get my head around.
Nate Miles, he's had a shocker tonight.
Yeah.
Is that
He's also a Rooster, but
it's normal.
you've got nothing against them.
I've got nothing against the Roosters.
No, that's all right.
Good crowd in tonight here at the Cauldron.
How much?
52,000.
52,000.
About 52,500, but I'm just spitballing, just looking around us.
Yeah, you're counting them all. I can see that now, and moving the lips with every one of them. Now, can I just ask, what's happened to Tupu? Where's Tupu?
Where is Tupu? He hasn't got much game time at all, has he?
I think he was.
Oh, look at that! Gee, they're playing the interesting the scrums. Here's the count bottled up there by his opposite number almost in Darren Lockyer. Away it comes now, a bit of jink. Oh, that's amazing in the
nice Nate Miles again doing
Miles,
that.
Yes. Way it comes now to the card table side. We've got it. He looks to unload and he can't because there's so many Maroons around him all the time. We're into the last 4 minutes. Oh, virtually call it about the last 3.5 minutes. So they've got to do something here. Running from dummy half. That's good there, really. It's about all they can do is run from dummy half. Everybody else is out on their feet and it's the captain leading the way in Butterball Badiris. And on to the count. The count's coming into his own in this last bit. It wouldn't be surprised to see the count score unless he'd done something really stupid like run into touch. And away it goes now. There's the kick. I'm not sure that I would have done that, but still, anyway, this straight into Tate.
Hasn't there been
Tate
a lot of Tate talk?
Would you have done that there?
Well, I think they were clutching at straws. To be honest with you, Jared Mullins probably hasn't given the options. This is a fantastic run.
This is Hodges. That's in the 77th minute, the 78th minute of the game. He can still manage to elude a couple of players onto Lockyer. Lockyer on to Tony Carroll. Is that Carroll out there? It is Carroll. He's back out there. And here's Siviasuna coming on after another big rest on the bench. They're in trouble now, the Blues. They've handled the bench well, haven't they?
I think they've had to. They're just thinking Origin 2 now, Blues. It's over.
Have we ever seen an Origin coach sacked mid-season, like mid-series?
No, we haven't.
So.
No,
that could happen.
I mean, could we get Tommy Raudonikis back? I'm just throwing it out there.
Hang on, here's a chance. No, that's great defence. See, beautiful. And who was last in? It was Siviasuna with a couple of nice elbows in the back.
Remember me?
They've got it on the line there, and the count with the ball. Oh, they're not going to give the count any room to move because the count doesn't like moving anywhere. We're down at the last 2 minutes. Pricey's off for a bit of a rest. Up they come, line with the ball now, running it out, but doesn't make much of a gain. That's 3, and they're not even over the 20. Here comes the third. He's over the 20 now. Jeepers creepers.
Still I know. Funny after
Napoleon,
80.
After 80 minutes, he's a riot. Wait till he gets in the cab on the way home. That's when he'll come into his own. Here's old Hammy, looks to unload, can't get anywhere. Bottled up well by the Maroons. The Maroons are holding them. We've got a minute and a half to go. Can they get up the other end and score a try and then restart and get a field goal? Funnier things have happened in Origin. Here's the kick now, but the kick is being... What's happening to the kick? Is it going to stay in? Yes, it's going to stay in the field of play. He's got the ball there. Oh, why does he do that? That was soft though, wasn't it? He got back that far into the field of play. And I think that's the game here in Origin 1. You can hear the crowd in the background doing it all as it's very close to the line, and a stupid attempt at tackle there. Very cool under pressure. Away they come now from the line. Held. Away it comes now. Look at the pickup. Look at that pickup.
He's
Hodges.
been very good.
I mean, it's all class, isn't it, with Hodges?
Hodges is all class. He's
an absolute idiot, but it's all class. And there's a broken bench there. Here comes Petro lumbering up for about the 900th time in the game. And look at that, still crawling, still saying to Bailey, take me if you can, buddy, but you can't. And goes now onto Lockyer. Lockyer decides to kick. He's found a way through there, and he's going to find touch.
Roar.
That is a great touch kick there, and so we've got a couple of minutes to set. The Queensland crowd here at Origin think they've got it. A great, wonderful match of rugby league. Sadly, from New South Wales, a shattered man there, and the siren must have gone. I failed to hear it, and the crowd going off around me.
Just about to go now.
And there it is. A wonderful game of rugby league. Let's enjoy these pictures. We'll take a short break and come back with a wrap-up of Origin 1 in the Miracle of the Bleeding Stadium on Triple J.
Rugby league's a funny old game. It's been making people laugh for 100 years, and the game's big gags are live on Triple J.
In the second half of Origin 1, there was an English try from a penalty. Thurston converted from wide out. What a kick. It really set New South Wales back and took the score to 12-18 after a half-time score of 6-18. Tate was in trouble for a while there and buggered up a few things, but then Price got a great try close to the sticks and took the score to 16-18, converted by Thurston again from right in front, 18-18. And then a Lockyer try off a stupid mistake by the scintillating Jared Hayne, and took the score to 24-18. New South Wales didn't score in the second half. Thurston converted that try and took it, as mentioned, to 24-18, and then a Thurston field goal at about the 70th minute was the icing on the cake, 25-18. Jason, how did you see it? Who was your man of the match?
I think it was Steve Price, I was going to say. Either Steve Price or Petros Civitasivas, those two really in that second half really dominated the New South Wales forward pack. So, whilst Jonathan Thurston did his bit, come up from Hart, was strong from the back, I've got to say it was a forwards game, and I would give it to Steve Price.
Scott Dooley, a final thought?
My man of the match in it, surprising a losing side, can't go past Braithen Astor. I thought he did well all night. I thought Jared Mullen's kicking was fantastic. I also thought that the sustained effort and appearance of Anthony Tupou was probably the major difference. He came on and, you're so used to seeing him with fat beats, but when you see him with an origin jumper on, it's a different guy. And I really think Queensland just out-origined New South Wales here today.
So there it is, League Lovers. Origin 1 in 2007 cracked Boxtonbury. The winners tonight, the Maroons, the June 25-18. Congratulations, Super Coach Lockyer. Congratulations, should I say Super Captain Lockyer. Congratulations, Super Coach Mal Meninga, as we sign off from the Cauldron of Lang Park. And I thank on behalf of a grateful nation, Day Astaire on the scoreboard and stats, Scott Dooley on the buttons and boards, the ancient voice of Rom, Jason Wally in the soundproof booth, Nina Axarian in the Rugby League, so should I say Sound Lounge for the production, and finally my colleague in league this evening, the living legend Jason Stevens. We take this opportunity to remind all football lovers that Origin returns to Telstra Stadium on June the 13th, Wednesday June the 13th, and we love your company then, when Triple J will present The Miracle of the Bleeding Steeden Part 2 in 2007 from the Grand Old Girl Telstra Stadium. We leave the Cauldron tonight, and we say thanks for joining us and sign off with a simple reminder that Triple J is sport. By now.
Until then, on behalf of all real Australians, bless you, St. Joey, and thanks for the memories.
Triple J.